We're going to watch the 60 Minutes Ray Epps interview.
So did they actually interview Ray Epps?
Yeah.
Okay, so they actually sat down. So we can find this person. Why hasn't he been?
Right. Everybody else who was in any way involved in January 6th at all, thrown in prison, publicly demeaned, canceled in every possible way you could be canceled. And yeah, like you said, some of them thrown in prison. But this one guy, Ray Epps, who was telling people, go to the Capitol, we're going to storm the Capitol. And he went up to the entry of the Capitol and told everybody, incited a riot.
Mm-hmm.
There's minutes, maybe hours of video of Ray Epps inciting the January 6th riot. There's even text messages to his nephew where he says, I instigated the whole thing. Nothing. Never appeared before any of the committees, never stood trial, never faced charges, nothing. Even the day of January 6th, when he would speak, people were chanting Fed every time he spoke up, calling him a federal agent. So they said, well, he's an FBI guy. He's a plant. The FBI denies it. They say, nope, not one of ours. And if the FBI says it, you know that they're not lying.
Of course, they'd never lie to us.
If you ask if he's a cop, they have to tell you.
Otherwise, it's entrapment.
Exactly. So this guy never did a day of jail time, never faced charges, nothing like that. So clearly, people are led to believe that, yeah, this whole Fed thing would make the only reason that this guy has avoided any kind of consequence is because he works for the government. Well, apparently those shouts have gotten so loud that 60 Minutes decided to be good little propagandists and broadcast a 7-minute introspective about whether or not Ray Epps was a Fed. Not only that, making Ray Epps a sympathetic figure, interviewing him and going, this poor man has been the victim of conspiracy theories, and this poor man has been attacked by Tucker Carlson, and this poor man has been... 60 Minutes and the mainstream media treated everyone who was within a 6-block radius of the Capitol that day as the biggest piece of shit traitor who ever lived on God's green earth. But this one guy, we're supposed to believe that this one guy has taken so much abuse that you guys are actually going to defend this one January 6th guy. January 6th, which you all said was an insurrection, an attempt to overthrow the government. And now you have the guy who's on tape telling people to go do it, and you're going to do a 7-minute puff piece on him.
The worst part is there's nobody else besides this guy that has this level of involvement or like direct, like instigatory, like effect on the whole thing. It's not like, oh, we've got this Ray Epps and we've got this guy and that guy. No. Just Ray Epps, as we keep seeing, like
right.
Kind of pushing things. It's weird that he's the only one not held accountable.
And so now 60 Minutes is like, all right, I know how we put this conspiracy theory to bed. We take the one guy everyone thinks is a Fed and we suck his dick and run PR for him because that'll make people think that he's totally not a Fed. Oh, good. Well, let's start with a lot of credibility. You ready for some credibility?
Okay.
Let's get 60 Minutes here to show us, and this is open. This is like, what do you call this? Transparency.
Okay.
Let's see who's bankrolling this whole operation. Let's see who's sponsoring this big Ray Epps episode. So we know that we can trust 60 Minutes to not just be propagandists.
It's that kind of mindset that lends itself to sort of the Ray Epps conspiracy theory.
Brought to you by Pfizer.
One more time.
Brought to you by Pfizer.
Ray Epps is, hold on, ladies and gentlemen, Ray Epps, totally not a government plant.
Brought to you by Pfizer.
Guys, Ray Epps is a victim of January 6th.
Brought to you by Pfizer.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to remind you that this was an incredible attack on democracy.
Brought to you by Pfizer.
Oh, no. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Biden has been elected President of the United States.
Brought to you by Pfizer.
And in a move no one saw coming, the economy seems to have suddenly tanked, and these these precautions we've taken for COVID have seemingly brought America to its knees.
Brought to you by Pfizer.
Oh my! And
Brought to you by
and it looks like the Bills are not going to get the #1 seed this year.
Brought to you by Pfizer.
See, I can't say anything more than that, or I'm going to get in a lot of trouble.
A rash of young people seem to be having some weird heart.
Brought to you by Cap'n Crunch cereal. Oh, we can say it on Rumble.
I know.
Can say it on Rumble. That's all. Oh, man. Toastmaster says Rumble exclusive shows coming. Yosemite Sambo says, I loved this bit a year and a half ago when Royce and Mersch did it. Well, fuck me to death. I saw a really funny 60 Minutes thing, and I wanted to play it. I am so sorry. Simpsons did it. Simpsons did it. Fuck me in the ass. Sons of bitches, Royce and Mersch always beat me to the punch. Well, here, let's do something they don't do.
Okay.
I have an idea. Today, we're going to expose Owen Benjamin. Fuck. Wait, they did that. God damn it. Okay, I've got one. We're going to do something Revenge of the Sis would never do. There's this guy. Who used to work for Nickelodeon. And I think he's a pedo creep.
Okay.
His name's Dan Schneider. Have you ever heard of him?
Yeah.
Where'd you hear about him? Where'd you hear about him?
Royce.
God damn it. All right, I've got one. Nobody's ever talked about this guy. Did you know that this right-wing commentator, author guy, Vox Day, that his real name is Ted Beale, and you could think of a fun name like Teddy Spaghetti.
Mm-hmm.
That nobody's ever done that before. What?
I think.
Do you want to? Here, let me turn the mics off. You can tell me. Motherfucker, are you serious?
I can't be certain, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think.
Oh, there's this trans kid who makes YouTube videos. And he lives with his family, and he's a complete piece of shit to him, and then claims to be a victim. His name's Dayton Hypernova. I think we could start covering him. He's a real piece of shit.
Don't check. Wait. Don't. Just leave.
Let me hold
Revenge
on. Let me
of
go
the Sis
to
alone.
let me
Don't-
go to YouTube. I bet you nobody talks about this Dayton Hypernova guy. Hold on, Dayton Hypernova.
I'm gonna feel like
Son of a bitch! Dayton
ROTC
Hypernova
clips.
terrorizes his grieving mother. ROTC clips. Why didn't you tell me?
I didn't know I was supposed to keep you apprised on their catalog. I thought you watched. I'm a fan, so I just.
Well, I saw this music video. I'm not sure where I saw it, but it was really funny, and we use it as a drop. And as far as this song goes, I think it could be a big hit, and I don't think anybody's seen it before.
Incest.
Yeah, I think that's all.
That's a good thing to do.
I think that one's mine.
Yeah,
right?
that one's yours.
Yeah,
I
totally.
don't know where else that could have come.
What?
No idea where that could have come from.
Son of a cunt. All right. Well, our journey continues.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not giving up just because there's a show out there way better and on top of shit than I am. All right. You know what my problem is? I don't have a Virgie. Maybe I'll just steal one. All right. Let's check in on 60 Minutes. Here we go. This is the full 60 Minutes report on Ray Epps. Let's check this out. Fair use and all that. This is commentary. And besides, it's not even from CBS. It's from Today News Africa channel.
What?
It's just some guy on Twitter. So, Ray Epps, as we know, a guy who was at the January 6th thing, tried to get people to storm the Capitol. They indeed did. People were chanting Fed at him. People think that this guy's an FBI agent who was there to instigate things. And to prove to us that he wasn't, the mainstream media is going to do a 7-minute buttfuck piece on what a victim and decent guy this January 6th insurrectionist is. The same piece that 60 Minutes did on Baked Alaska or the Q
The QAnon
Shaman.
Yeah.
Yeah. The same piece they did on everybody at January 6th.
Remember when Tucker Carlson and the right-wing news media started airing footage that had been previously concealed that showed
Yeah.
that these people were just kind of meandering through the place? These were still horrible terrorists, but this Epps
And
guy.
remember, Q Shaman told everyone to go the fuck home as well. We have that footage of him going, Trump says we should all go home. Let's get out of here. And they're like, fuck you, dude.
For millions of consumers of conservative news, Ray Epps is a notorious villain, a provocateur responsible for turning
He should be a notorious villain to the This is what 60 Minutes doesn't get about their bullshit on Ray Epps. He should be a villain to you. He's your villain. The fact that Tucker Carlson and right-wing people will disavow this guy means something looks off about him.
Something looks hinky where the people who should be defending him go, we don't trust this guy. And the ones who should be asking for his head are like, no, he's just a good dude.
Yeah, he's
just a good
being
dude.
bullied. He's being bullied. Right. The fact that you're defending him makes him look even more suspect because you've compared these people to Nazis.
God's only man spared by the left-wing media.
peaceful protests on January 6th into a violent assault on the U.S. Capitol. The irony is that Epps was a passionate supporter of President Trump, who went to Washington to protest the 2020 election. But his often contradictory behavior that day spawned a full-fledged conspiracy theory, casting him as a government agent who incited an insurrection. Today, Epps is in hiding after...
Wait a minute. If you're a patriot who wanted to fight for your president, why are you in hiding? You did the thing that everybody else did. This starts out as a fucking makeout session for a January 6th guy right away, right off the top, 30 seconds in.
Like many of the people in January 6th, Ray Epps is in hiding. But unlike most of those people, he's not incarcerated.
Other people are in hiding too, because we played cherry-picked footage and buried them under the fucking jail. This guy's in a cabin somewhere fishing. Poor fella.
death threats forced him to...
Of course he can be in hiding. The FBI's pension program is really good.
Well, don't worry. We set him up with a witness protection package before we sent him to Washington.
...sell his home. So who is Ray Epps? Tonight, you'll hear from the government and the man himself.
Because neither of those would lie to you. The government wouldn't lie. If it was a government guy, they'd be like, hand in the cookie jar. You caught us. Ooh.
This is too fucking good. They're doing this with a straight face. I have to give 60 Minutes credit. The fact that this guy, this Graham Messick, didn't bust out laughing is great to me. Ray Epps is actually a decent fella, even though he was at an event that we've all called a Nazi rally, and he was one of the loudest voices telling them to do the thing that we called an insurrection. He's a decent guy. Here's a bunch of people from the government to tell you what a decent guy he is. You know, the government he totally doesn't work for.
The government that has been mercilessly persecuting every single other person involved with this event. Just not the one that's on all the footage going, we need to do something.
You're going to jail for 2 years. What did I do? You walked around praying with police officers. Hey, excuse me. I shouted for hours that we should go storm the Capitol, and I literally broke through barricades. Yeah, we got you a nice cabin here. We got you a good setup. It's a nice spread, about 56 acres. Nobody to bother you for miles around. You'll be fine.
Look, you're going to need to wrap up your affairs. You're going to be in jail probably the next 4 or 5 years. For what? You put your feet on Nancy Pelosi's desk. What about that guy? He's the one who said break down the barricade. Look, he's just a good standing American citizen who got confused and worked up in the wrong thing.
Got a little carried away.
As soon as President Trump is finished speaking, we are going to the Capitol. It's that direction.
At 6'4",
And here's a map. I've got these schematics and the blueprints. Here's an air duct that we can tunnel through. I used to do that in Grenada.
We're going in the Capitol in that direction. That's right. This isn't a call to arms at all.
Yeah. It reminds me of that time I was doing work in Panama, and we had to tunnel through a...
or in his desert camouflage bright red Trump hat and military-style backpack.
Oh, you mean like exactly the way the FBI would think a Trump supporter would dress on January 6th?
It's called Fed attire, my friend.
Look at this. Nobody else is dressed
Nobody.
that way. Nobody
This is like
dressed like that.
This is like the Dylan Mulvaney thing where it's like you're playing a character of the person you think
Right.
that character is, but the rest of us are like, this isn't real.
Yeah,
This
these
is-
people are all just wearing jackets and hoodies and shit. And you're right. You're dressing the way you in your head imagine these people to be, like a bloodthirsty, we got our fatigues on.
We're fighting for America. It's just, have you noticed that there isn't a group of your friends to congregate with because this isn't real? No.
Ray Epps stood out from the crowd on January 6th.
Like a Fed would. Yeah, look at all these people and then look at this asshole and tell me. Come on.
That's him running toward the U.S. Capitol.
Yeah, that's him committing a felony that I bet you a lot of these people in here, I bet you one of these people is in jail right now.
Bet you most of them are. Oh, and by the way, let's not air the part of this footage you cut out just before this where he encouraged the people to push down the barricades and then backed out. Like, again, he's always there.
You haven't shown the part where he goes, let's go fucking, and he breaks through. Yeah.
Alongside the vanguard of rioters who first attacked and overran police.
I mean, that's one way to say it. The way I'd say it is the police went, yeah, fuck this shit, and stepped aside.
I mean, it's not hard to overrun the police when you have like 2 of them and you have like 100 people on the other side. It was a little skewed.
And even the police were saying in footage that they've released now, they're like, it feels like we were set up.
Yeah, feels like we were set up. Feels like we weren't ready for this at all.
Yeah, the cops are like, yeah, it feels kind of intentional. Like you guys are using us as bait.
What do you think when you see this now?
It brings back some bad memories. It's hard to see our capital under attack.
It's been more than...
It's hard to see our capital under attack. I think I could have done a better job. We could have caused more damage. Quite frankly, I'm amazed it took me as long as it did to start instigating the riot. In the FBI, they teach you how to get a group.
No, Mr. Epps. Well, don't worry, we'll edit that out. How many times do you think CBS had to say that? Like, no, we'll edit that out. We'll get that in post. Don't worry.
More than 2 years since the storming of the Capitol, but Ray and his wife Robin told us they relive January 6th every day of their lives.
Some people have said, well, just let it go and let it die down.
It doesn't.
What they don't understand is it doesn't.
What exactly?
Right.
Yeah, it's almost
right.
like
when you get locked in your cell at the end of the night for the crime, that's right.
Do you think QAnon shaman, if he give this same interview to CBS, that they would like feel so like play there's almost violin music playing in the background. Like I relive it every day. Every day I go online and people are calling me a Nazi and terrible names. And do you think CBS would be like, that's too bad. Goat shaman is the shit. This poor man.
Exactly was the role of Ray Epps in the chaos of January 6th.
The theory, Epps, a former member of the Oath Keepers, was an FBI informant.
That's a great setup. Former member of the Oath Keepers. Yeah, you know why? Because there's never been federal agents who have infiltrated groups like the Oath Keepers to go undercover. Dude, like half of those guys in those groups are feds.
You realize we just got done doing a story a couple of like months or years ago about, what was it, in Wisconsin or wherever they wanted to kidnap the governor? Yeah, the whole thing was cooked up by the FBI, and they gave it to a group of people, and the group of people were like, all right, we'll run with this. Ha, we got you committing a crime. Like, yeah, the crime you gave us.
Yeah,
it was your fucking idea.
Who incited the crowd on January 6th, bubbled up from a right-wing news site called Revolver News, run by a former Trump speechwriter.
He's the smoking gun of the entire Fedsurrection.
And landed on Fox News primetime.
According to a new investigation from Revolver, Epps may have led the breach team that first entered the Capitol on January 6th.
The convoluted...
I mean, we have video of that. That's accurate.
I mean... It's a shame we can't cut to footage of Epps by the barricades telling people to do things.
You mean the video that you just showed on CBS just now of him running with the van? You said he was at the Vanguard.
Conspiracy theory made its way to Capitol Hill.
It's not the Proud Boys who engage in the initial breach. It's Ray Epps at that precise moment.
How did Ray Epps know that there were going to be pipe bombs?
Ms. Sadburn, who is Ray Epps?
That question has animated Fox News host Tucker Carlson for nearly 2 years.
Yeah, because if anyone's obsessed with January 6th, it's Fox News.
Yeah, because if anyone wants to make sure that all these people are held accountable for the travesty of January 6th, it's Fox News.
If there's anyone who brings up January 6th for political expediency, it's that goddamn Tucker Carlson and Fox News.
Ray Epps?
He's on video several times encouraging crimes, riots, breaches of the Capitol.
Carlson has focused on Epps more than 20 times on his top-rated show, a half dozen times so far this
Fed Epps. That's funny.
You guys realize, though, the reason he's focusing on him is because you went and got everybody else.
Yes.
Like, literally everybody else. The one person you seem to have no interest in going after at all is the one we have the most footage of being revoked.
The guy we know, the biggest slam dunk January 6th case there is, the most instant guilty plea you can find, you guys have him in hiding? And the only people who can find him are the government and CBS?
Oh, and by the way,
Cool.
CBS, you know, even while you're trying to cut the parts of footage that make him look really guilty, it's playing right now in Tucker's video. That's right there where he's like, hey, go crash the barricade, and he gets out of the way right before they do.
He's literally the devil on this kid's shoulder.
year.
He's obsessed with me. He's going to any means possible to destroy my life and our lives.
Why?
To shift blame on somebody else. If you look at
To shift blame on somebody else. All I did was say, we are going to the Capitol.
Why is Tucker doing it? Well, it's not because I yelled, let's go to the Capitol, and then stormed the Capitol, and I'm like the only one who hasn't faced charges or spoken to a subcommittee. He's probably wants to suck my dick. You know what I think it is, Brian? I think Tucker Carlson wants to fuck me. I think that's why he talked. It's not because there's ample footage of me clearly inciting a riot, which is against the law and a federal crime. But the fact that I haven't been prosecuted or even asked to testify, pretty fucking crazy, right?
Hell, I didn't even get a fine.
And I littered that day.
I had a gun on me.
at it. Fox News, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Ted Cruz, Gates, they're all telling us before this thing that it was stolen. So you tell me, who has more impact on people, them or me?
Hey, you know how I know that this guy's not a Fed? Is because he was an ardent Trump supporter and Republican. And now he's shitting all over every Republican there is. That's how I know that this man is not a government plant.
And again, these people all said that it was stolen. Who has more effect on the people, them or me? I mean, you weren't there continually telling people, continually working them up. Continually trying. Yeah, you're right. You had no effect on these proceedings. Certainly not enough to warrant being incarcerated like the QAnon shaman and most of the January 6 people.
Epps, once a loyal Fox News watcher, told us he doesn't understand how he got cast as the villain.
Did you not watch the footage, sir?
Did you not see? Not see. Oh, no.
The Epps version is more mundane. They believed the 2020 election had been stolen from Donald Trump and considered January 6th a legitimate protest.
Oh, yeah, and you and CBS agree on that wholeheartedly, and that's why you're sitting down talking to each other now. You know what offends me the most about this? Two things. One, they think I'm this retarded. If you ask CBS, how retarded do you think I am? They'd show me this presentation. I go, well, I believe you're this retarded. But worse than that, some people are this retarded, and this will be enough for them.
Do you believe we are the two dumbest guys? Is that why you treat us with such disrespect?
Come on, guys. I'm just saying. Interview Ray Epps and tell people he's not a Fed. It'll be fun. No, thank you, Thorny.
It was a sloppy election. And then to top that off, you have talking heads reporting that there's problems with the voting machines and different things like that. The election's stolen.
And we at the FBI did lots of reporting on this and found that it was totally on the up and up. It's like, Ray.
And then you have people like me that are instigating and inciting a riot where all those people were held accountable. And, of course, everyone thinks I had something to do with it.
And so, yeah, we had concerns. I wanted to be there. I wanted to witness this with my own eyes.
Epps went to Washington with his 36-year-old son and almost immediately stepped into trouble. The conspiracy theory starts here. The night
fucking baked Alaska getting media coverage. Ugh.
The conspiracy theory starts here, where he appears on film again, instigating stuff. Like, it's just
where he and a grifter who used to work for BuzzFeed talk to each other about Trump.
Here we have two men who are very, very blatantly accused of being feds. Let's watch.
By the way, I do not believe for a second that Ray Epps just accidentally stumbled with all the tens of thousands of people that were there. I don't believe that Ray Epps just happened to stumble on Baked Alaska, who's currently in federal prison and is a known, like, hard right-wing Trump streamer guy. Like, I don't believe that they just bumped into each other.
Night of January 5th.
Give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute, okay?
On the streets of D.C., tensions were running high at a pro-Trump rally being live streamed on the internet. The Marine veteran tried to take charge.
I'm going to put it out there. I'm probably going to go to jail for it.
No, you're not. Everyone else is.
We need to go into the Capitol. Into the Capitol.
Okay.
Listen to this. They're all going, no, terrible fucking idea, bro. No way.
Again, CBS, I don't know if you guys are aware, but that's technically evidence of his involvement.
Yeah.
Like, the whole, like, it's just this conspiracy. That is your involvement. Like, this is... Why are we talking about facts?
Who told CBS that airing this was a good fucking idea? I mean, this looks really bad. This looks like such propaganda that I'm believing it's like an Andy Kaufman double switch thing, where I'm like, they're doing the opposite of the thing it looks like they're doing, because if they're trying to do the thing I think they're doing, it's so bad it has to be the opposite. Like, I feel like this is a way of keeping the Ray Epps as a Fed ball in the air. Like, they're like, hey, let's keep people talking.
Yeah, this is definitely not putting anything out. Yes. I feel like the Chinese, like, state-run media is going to call you guys, be like, you guys know how to do this, right? Like, we can give you some pointers.
I mean, thanks for doing our job for us, but...
Peacefully! Fed!
To some in the crowd, Epps seemed so over the top, he must have been a government agent, a Fed sent to entrap them.
When you said, we have to go into the Capitol, we have to go into the Capitol, what were you thinking?
He was thinking they should all go into the Capitol, I believe is what, Johnny, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe...
That's exactly what he was thinking.
We need to go into the Capitol, I believe is what he thinks.
Can we go back to one of the parts where you talk about the other people going into the Capitol? You can be like, and these people who defied democracy and sullied our Constitution. Like, so he's okay, though?
Feet on the desk guy, Q Shaman, Baked Alaska, all went to jail. This guy, hiding in a camper somewhere. Talking to CBS.
At the very least, if he's just as culpable as everyone else, and he is, because the footage shows he's there, he's still not getting persecuted to the same degree.
Not at all, or at all.
I said some stupid things. My thought process, we surround the Capitol, we get all the people there. I mean, I had problems.
You didn't say surround the Capitol. He didn't say surround the Capitol. He said we need to go into the Capitol. You fucking FBI agent.
With the election. It was my duty as an American to peacefully protest along with anybody else that wanted to.
So you want to peacefully
next
protest
morning,
the wrongful
January
incarceration
6th,
of your friends?
Epps was out by the Washington Monument, still focused on a single goal.
We are going to the Capitol, where our problems are. It's that direction.
Here, we're going to walk.
Here's a map. Just go about that way and then about 3 blocks up.
We are going to the Capitol. This is not a setup. Bring your guns and drugs.
The south door is probably the easiest one to get into. Just a wild guess. Fuck this guy.
Walk down to the Capitol.
While President Trump was still speaking at the Ellipse, Ray Epps walked toward the Capitol. He told us he wanted to be up front to help keep the peace.
Because nothing helps keep the peace more than when you go up to a character. All right, motherfucker, when I get out of here, you crash that barricade with everything you got. Mega!
What happened next at Peace Circle, where protesters first overran police, is seen as a smoking gun. Epps pulled this agitated rioter aside and said something. Conspiracists say he was giving marching orders, because seconds later, this happened.
They weren't pushing the barricades forward, but then I whispered something in a kid's ear and they started pushing the barricade forward. You know what I whispered? I said, don't do this. It's not okay.
Look, son, you're going to regret this in the days to come. Right. I led all these people. We are going to the Capitol. We are marching to save our savior. We are going to do this. All right. Now, don't do anything you're going to regret, son. Don't push that barricade.
I believe we have audio of what he said. It was Execute Order 66.
The first Capitol police officer goes down.
And did Ray Epps stop to help that man?
Remember, what exactly did you say to him?
Dude, we're not here for that.
You literally led them there for that. How dumb do you think we are?
Can I answer?
Yeah.
Mega retarded. Dude, we're not here for that. That's what he told him.
Right.
That looks like a guy who says dude a lot.
Dude, we're not here for that. Despite the fact that that's what I've been calling for since last night. We're not here for the thing I've been asking for since up till 5 minutes ago.
We agree that it's over and we laugh to the gallows, right?
I mean, what else can we do?
Yeah, I mean, this is... You openly laugh at these people, and then you hope for the best, and you hope that the nukes don't go off.
I mean, people say, oh, the election was stolen. And I'm like, I don't know if the election was stolen, but this shit is definitely hanky.
This is fucked up. Yeah.
As closely as you can remember, what exactly did you say to him?
Dude, we're not here for that. The police aren't the enemy. Something like that.
Did anyone from the federal government direct you to be here at the Peace Circle at this time?
Well,
now remember, guys, lying is entrapment. We saw that movie with Sean Connery and that hot piece. What's her name? So you got to tell the truth.
And it's such a specific question that he can totally tell the truth because he's like, did anyone from the federal government direct you to be right there on that step at that time of the day? He can go no, and he's telling the truth. How about, did a federal agency talk to you at all about going to any of the protests? Fuck.
Did a federal agency talk to you about, I don't know, working up the emotions of the crowd that you're in?
No.
No one from the FBI?
No.
Your old comrades with the Oath Keepers?
No.
I think what...
The Department of Homeland Security? We're not answering. Oh, not that one? Okay, just checking.
The Biden administration?
Damning about the video is that there's a barrier there. The barrier gets knocked down, and a police officer, a female police officer, gets knocked down. And the mob, including you, walk over the barrier and march on toward the Capitol.
And?
Why didn't you stop to help this police officer who was knocked over?
I would have been fired from the bureau. Fuck.
That's not why I was there. I was there to incite a riot.
When she was knocked down and I started to go towards her to help her up.
Yeah. Hero.
And I saw a billy club over here in the corner of my eye, and I thought, they're going to think I'm part of this. So I backed off.
You were
right. They're going to think I'm part of it.
I was there. I wasn't a part of that.
Yes, you were. You told them to do it.
I was there. I wasn't a part of that. I was just asking everyone to follow me. I wasn't a part of it.
If I hear from anyone in the next few days and they go, I saw that 60 Minutes thing. That poor Epps guy really got railroaded. I want them thrown in a volcano. Figuratively speaking. Oh my God, that was embarrassing. And that's the end of the clip. Flinty Gecko, thank you very much for becoming a member, buddy. We appreciate that. 210 away from today's goal. Let's scroll through the chat here. Governor Riff Raff with 220 says Tyson versus Tua. How would that have played out? I would say Tyson. Thank you. Holy shit, the chat was fucking busy during that one, boy. Guys, we are 210 away from today's goal. Let's get that within striking distance for today. PayPal and Streamlabs are the two best ways to do it. Venmo's great, but Super Chats, Rumble Rants, gifted memberships, all of that is great. Zen Rhino says, where'd the Zen Rhino one? He goes, you literally admitted to instigating everything in a text to your nephew.
Yeah.
That is remarkable. If anyone believes this BS in your country, then you deserve to be invaded and taken over by China because you're done at this point, says Papa Dan. I agree with you.
There's no way. I can't believe that people are taking this shit.
Well, not only that, okay, first of all, the fact that CBS even did this is idiotic to me. But second, that they would do such a lazy fucking job of it.
Is that the same guy, too, that did... Oh, or just... No, he looks similar to the guy that did the story on Pelosi where they broke all that information and they suddenly had to retract it because it's
No, that guy... Okay, this is funny. The NBC guy you're talking about.
Yeah.
No, he got fired.
Huh.
That guy got fired for saying what happened at the Pelosi house. God damn it, man. Again, the thing that's bothering me the most about this, because I don't expect them to tell the truth, so I'm not going to get mad about that. But the thing that bothers me most about this is that they think I'm going to buy it. Like that was their best foot forward on this thing.
Who thought that would work? Who went, all right, you know what this interview will do? Exonerate us.
People won't think that we totally were working with this guy. Oh, man. Danger Bear Wolf Turtle says we're at 283 likes. All right, everybody hit the like button. Everybody throw in a couple of bucks. We'll knock out our first goal of the week, which will be awesome. Thank you, guys. Hit the like button. Throw in a couple of bucks. Subscribe to the channel. All of that good stuff. Oh, share the show as well. That would be awesome. The Oath Keepers thing. Somebody had it here in the... oh yeah, here we go. Yosemite Sambo says the Oath Keeper's former vice president is an FBI informant, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, it's not really a good thing. We're like, I'm part of this group. Like, yeah, that doesn't exonerate you from FBI involvement. In fact, that kind of speaks more to it.
Wayne Chambers says, Aaron, so many people will believe it. My in-laws do not follow politics that much and will buy this hook, line, and sinker. Maybe you're right then. I think they waited this long because they thought, okay, this will die. This conspiracy will die down. And people still, like even normies like myself who pay attention to shit but don't like dive too deep, we even go, yeah, that Ray Epps, like, don't even insult my intelligence. That guy's working for somebody.
That guy's a fed.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess there's people out there that don't follow any of it that go, oh, why would this point? And they'll show him with his wife. There was no reason for his wife to be there other than people who don't follow this shit watching 60 Minutes going.
To feel bad for this poor old guy and his
right,
wife.
You're right. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, he's right. People will buy this and they'll go, this poor man, why is Tucker Carlson bullying him? It's unbelievable. All right, can we talk about Rachel McAdams' armpits?
I don't know. You kind of just threw the whole show there for a second.
I don't know why I brought up the diaper party because of Rachel McAdams' armpit hair, but Rachel McAdams' armpit hair is a thing. People are talking about it, and it really, first of all, makes me feel old that she's 44 years old. That makes me feel remarkably shitty. But also, how much can a hairy armpit kill a woman's hotness? That's the question we're going to find out, because Rachel McAdams, even at 44, not an unattractive woman to say the least.
No, she's very hot.
But if you throw stringy, because armpit hair
stringy,
what's more unsightly?
God
just
damn it.
Just as the hair, I'm not talking about the location the hair is on. Armpit hair or pube hair, which one's more unsightly? I think armpit hair is the weirdest, stringiest, strangest hair that people grow.
I think they look very similar.
Pubes and armpit hair. I feel like armpit hair is a little straighter.
Well, think about what you're doing with it. You're smushing it down all day.
Are we doing the physics of armpit hair now?
Well, think about what you're doing. If you were to bare your arms pits right now, your shit's matted down because look what you're doing.
So you're saying
You're
I'm like a bear or a wolf. I just have matted down fur that stinks.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
I always know when you need to trim it because you do trim yours.
There are some guys, believe it or not, and
it's matted.
Jim Norton of Jim and Sam has said this before. He likes not necessarily hairy armpits, but he likes a little armpit funk on a woman. He likes the smell. Some people are into that shit.
Well, the only thing I could say is like if it's somebody that you love, because typically you do like their stink then.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. Sometimes if my armpits have a little bit of stank to them, I can't stop smelling it. What? I'm being vulnerable for my audience.
Sits in his own pew, too, and sniffs.
Rachel McAdams has received a slew of ugly comments from people who called her nasty tasteless, and gross. See, now that's the internet for you. It just seems like an overreaction to something small. There's nothing wrong with you looking at Rachel McAdams with armpit hair and going, oh,
Ugh.
but like to write to her and go, fucking gross, you tasteless whore.
She's ruining their fantasy.
Guys, let it go. You still have Gretchen Wieners. You still have Katie Heron. I think Katie Heron's hot again, isn't she?
She's pregnant.
Oh, shit. I'm just kidding. So she did a photo shoot for Bustle magazine. The actress, 44, proudly flaunted her natural beauty during the... I hate when they call body hair natural beauty.
It's not.
It grows naturally, and it takes 3 seconds to cut it off. It's not like an asset.
I will say, like, yeah, just because it's natural doesn't mean it's beautiful.
Right.
But that seems like the new thing. Like, oh, God. Like, even, like, I understand, like, the act of childbirth is cool, but, like, to say the beauty of childbirth, it's like, no, you fucking psychos.
Yes.
Like, I don't know.
There's a lot of grunting,
There's a lot
shitting,
of-
and sweating.
There's a lot of, like, real-life natural things that don't have to be beautiful. A booger's natural, but it's not beautiful.
Dingleberries are natural. It doesn't make them smell good.
Right. I'm not going to have a shit candle next week that
Yeah.
I'm selling.
You're not, though. The actress, 44, proudly flaunted her natural beauty.
Oh,
The
God.
Photoshops. Yeah, you know what else is natural? Tumors. We still kill them.
Dude, I would know. And a fetus-sized one cut out. So nasty.
Oh, April, that was an abortion.
Oh.
They just didn't have the
Another
heart.
one?
They didn't have the heart to tell you. They told you it was a cyst developing into a tumor, so they didn't have to tell you that they performed a late-term abortion on you.
This one was 3 pounds this time.
You see,
It got pretty big and it had teeth and hair.
yeah, it wasn't. That's because it wasn't
Seriously,
a tumor.
though.
They just ripped a baby out of your sternum.
So they just called it that?
Yeah.
They didn't have to take my ovary with it then.
It was a little egregious, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The photo shoot sparked a furious debate on social media about body hair. Well, and I'm sure Rachel McAdams was like, glad I could help. I'm glad I could be the person to trigger the debate on whether armpit hair makes you unfuckable or not.
Later on, I do want to know from you, like, what is, like, the hottest woman out there ever that, like, could have armpit hair and it wouldn't phase you?
Wow, that is a dynamite question. I'm really far behind on who the hottest woman alive is right now.
For me, Margot is pretty up there. Pretty up there.
Who's the one that they always put up there? Scarlett Johansson's the one they always put up like in the top 10. If she had armpit hair, yeah, you work around that shit.
You just tell that bitch to keep her arms down, right?
Yeah, if they're honestly, if they're a 9 or a 10, you can't really tell them shit. If they're a 6, you can be like, you shave that shit or you can go the fuck home.
You go shower first.
Yeah, you go shower, you funky, nasty bitch. But if you're a 9.5 and you've got armpit hair, I'm like, look, I would rather you didn't, but this ain't gonna wreck Christmas for me.
Dude, I'd gross myself out if I had armpit hair.
We'll see. Some people have respect
I
for
cannot pull
themselves.
that off.
The photo shoot sparked a furious debate and furious anger to anyone who should try to destroy my shaved armpits. And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my razor upon thee.
I should give Aaron's armpits cornrows.
Yeah.
Just to keep it down.
She sings R. Kelly's I Wish and just starts braiding my armpit hairs. I wish, I wish, I wish. She sings World's Greatest and just starts putting beads in my armpit hair.
Those little tiny shells, actually.
On that mountain peak up high, hey, I made it. I'm the world's greatest.
You should see it.
I'm that little bit of hope when my back's against the ropes. Hey, I made it. Am I milking a cow or braiding armpit hairs right now? I'm not really sure what this is. So anyway, people started debating whether hot bitches should have armpit hair. I like it when America goes back to its roots and shows up in boots and ruins a black tie affair.
Like armpit hair.
Yeah, the last one to know, the last one to show. They were the last one you thought you'd see there. I like it when America gets back to its roots and just stops treating women like people and just starts treating them as inanimate objects that we debate about what they can do with their bodies.
Well, gotta have some standards.
I like
goddammit.
that. I like when the internet goes, I won't do what you tell me. I'm going to stop treating this person like a human. They are now a serving dish for a social issue.
There would have definitely been a time in my life, like if I were still just like dating or hooking up right now, if I had like even just a tiny bit of hair, you know, like I hadn't shaved for a couple days or something, I would expect a dude to be like, okay, probably shave that next time because that's a bit of a turnoff. You know what I mean?
I just know that when we treat women like objects and then debate about their stuff, I have a lot easier time giving my opinion. That's all I know. And also, you gals kind of deserve it, because think about it. Like back in the 20th century, we finally made you people, and we said that you get to do things people do. And what's one of the first things you decided you had to do?
Vote.
Slaughter your children in your wombs.
Oh.
I mean, let's be very fair about this. Men went, okay, girls, you get to be people now. You've been nagging us forever about making your own decisions. You didn't even have to pick up a gun. Here you go. You get to be people. And they're like, oh, we should slaughter our babies when it's inconvenient to grow them. And we're like, whoa, could you guys fucking chill for a second? And they're like, and you guys don't get to drink booze. Like, okay, you're being animals. And let's tax the shit out of rich people. It's like, okay, guys, I feel like we opened the floodgates. And give us a voice in elections.
We get to be people, but they don't.
In fairness, when we gave women rights back then for men, it had to sort of look like they let a serial killer out of a mental institution.
Jesus.
I mean, I'm sorry.
And then the least we could do is shave our pits for you.
Dude, like in the first 10 years, it was murder our babies, income tax, ban booze. Like boom, boom, boom. One after the other.
What kind of woman wants booze banned, by the way?
Well, in fairness, back then we were mostly a rural country, like 90% rural.
What?
The farmers would get totally blotto shit-faced and beat the fuck out of their wives. So
if they're that drunk, I would assume they can't find you if you leave.
Oh, fuck that. If you want to beat a woman, you can find them. That should tell you that I don't wish to beat a woman.
I tried to defend you from the wife beating allegations, but it gets hard.
But that should tell you that I'm a good guy who doesn't beat women.
Tell that to my rib cage.
Tell your rib cage.
Why my ribs always hurting.
Tell your rib cage to stop talking back. No Way says you can tell you're dating a little girl if she needs to continuously shave.
I don't think that's
What?
true at all. I don't know what women you're around.
I'm sorry, but I don't feel like fucking Harry from Harry and the Hendersons.
I don't think most women out there do shave regularly.
That's why I look forward to Robots, says Omega Dread's gaming channel. D Gulag's right. He said it's men's fault. We let them get their way. I know. We didn't even make them pick up a gun and fight for it. We just kind of went, shut up, shut up, shut up. All right, fine. Kill your baby. Hobo Flexible says perhaps there was a reason every lasting civilization put restrictions on their women. The United States?
Man.
The United States is the women's rights canary in the coal mine, if you will.
Yikes.
Zen Rhino says most of the women who are part of the suffrage agenda were. So we're going there, huh? On his birthday, you go there. For God's sakes, man. All right.
A touch insensitive.
I'm trying to get to these pictures of Rachel McAdams with the armpit hair, but we're running into a lot of side conversations.
Well, we got to get this shit out, right?
Exactly. Get the poison out. Gross. No thanks, one person wrote on Twitter. Another simply said, ew. I mean, that is a dickhead thing to write. But
Mike David was in there with puke emojis.
He did. Yeah, Mike David was doing puke emojis between emptying his colostomy bag and taking his fucking medicine. But if you take a photo shoot like that and you put it out in public, I guess it's fair, right?
Yes. Oh, I've always said that. The one that always stuck out to me was the now Elliot Page, when she turned trans, put pictures of herself out there and shit and said, oh, look at me, I'm Elliot now. And people were kind of like outraged for a second.
They were kind of dicks about it. Yeah.
But you put it out there.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Are you guys ready? You're going to see our chat go bananas as soon as we hit Chrome share. These are the Rachel McAdams pictures that people are none too pleased with.
And she's clearly flaunting it
Yes.
on purpose, so.
There's her pit hair.
I wish you could full screen this to make it look worse.
So, as far as this goes, like, that's a lot of hair. Like, that's a lot of not shaving.
You're right. That's been growing for a while.
That might be worse than my armpit hair at this point. I mean, that's very pitty, if you will. She's still, like, you look outside of that, she's 44. She looks fantastic.
She's gorgeous.
But look what armpit hair can do to a person.
I want that jumpsuit.
Here's another one. There she is.
Why do we have to show it in every image? That means you're just there for that.
Well, yeah, that's the point of it. It was like a natural beauty photo shoot.
So there's going to be a picture where she's like up like this.
I'm
then,
sure.
right?
I bet. I haven't seen all of these. But yeah, I mean, I don't. If you have to show off the armpit hair, it's not something you're naturally doing then. Like, you're doing it for a specific reason.
Okay, thank you. I was just going to get there because for me personally, like, I like to have shaved armpits. But if somebody else wants to not shave theirs, it's none of my business, of course, but now you're flaunting it in my face and now you're doing it intentionally to bother people.
People on the internet yesterday were calling her Rachel McArmpits. It's so middle school.
I like Rachel McPits. I think that's funny.
There's barf, ew, gross, yuck. It just got so immature.
Okay, but again, she did that. And she is doing it just for the sake of pissing people off with her armpit hair. Armpit hair?
Armpit hair. We understand what you're trying to say.
Armpit hair.
Okay. She grows the armpit hair and she takes pictures, or she shaves the armpit hair and she keeps the scraggly hairs on her face after not shaving for a while. Which one makes you more unfuckable, the face or the armpits?
Do women just naturally have scraggly face hair?
Some women, yeah. If you don't shave your face, some women have to shave their face.
I mean, Dylan does. Dylan Mulvaney, she sure does.
Well, that's true. Yeah, because that 5 o'clock shadow is unsightly. If you let it,
you gotta wax that almost.
Yeah,
and
if
get
you
rid of
let that
shadow.
grow too much, you got to get that lasered off. I think at this point.
Can you imagine if you're like laying a woman, like let's say you're laying me down in bed and you want to like kiss up my side or something, and then suddenly your nose gets tickled by a
little armpit hair,
a little stank.
Yeah, that's definitely. I'd like that to be off the table if at all possible. I think nose tickling from armpit hair. I don't know. She still looks fantastic.
She's great. You could probably power through.
I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, Rachel McAdams, it fucking passed so hard, bro.
I did think it was funny before the show even started today. You know how you have like the chat, you can wait in there for the show to premiere?
Yeah.
Somebody in there did say, like, I found a nipple hair on a woman once and powered through.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's doable, you know? It's doable. And I think the internet kind of gets off too on like shitting on hot women, so it makes them feel better in a weird way. Right. So like if someone like a Rachel McAdams goes, "Oh yeah, I've got my armpit hair and I'm natural," and then like some guy who's 320 pounds, like, "Oh, she's fucking gross now. Oh, look how fucking ugly she is. God, she's so disgusting," and it's just like, dude. And then women love it because women hate women, so they'd support her with the hair thing because the men find her less attractive. So like, yeah, I think it's great. I think it's wonderful. But they're such psychotic bitches. They're supporting it because they're like, good, men find her less attractive.
It's
Fuck
just
her.
like there's an episode of Friends where Ross has this super, super smoking hot girlfriend and Rachel's jealous.
Yeah.
And this girlfriend at one point had shaved her head and she knows Ross is totally grossed out by the baldness, you know?
Yeah.
So she encouraged her to shave her head again. She's like, "Oh, you looked so hot like that." She just
Bitches are
gaslighting her.
dirty.
She fucking shaved her head, and Ross broke up with her and got with Rachel that night.
Bitches are dirty,
That's
man.
exactly what happens. Perfect example.
Chris says people have gone mean girls over this. Yeah, exactly. Right. Bill Maher decided to start talking about black people on his show.
Oh boy.
Which, yeah, it's usually a real good topic if you want. But I think Bill's probably been fired so many times that I don't think he really gives.
Well, why would a white, half Jewish, half Catholic guy have a problem talking about black people? I don't know where this could go wrong.
So, on a show like Bill Maher, when black people come up, you expect people to just start ranting about Chauvin and cops and racism and stuff like that. Bill Maher decides to go the other way with it, and I'm not sure his audience really knows. I love when Bill goes on these kind of half-ass based rants, and his audience acts like he's Hitler. Like they don't know what to do. They're like, it's Bill and we're supposed to love him, but I'd also get yelled at by MSNBC for clapping. So I don't know what to, like whenever he talks about trans, political correctness, or race, Bill tends to get that really tepid applause.
Yeah.
Rather than when he goes, and Trump's an asshole. Woo! Yeah, fucking Bill.
That's why he throws him red meat all the time, but then every once in a while he's like, "Oh, by the way, you guys are pieces of shit."
He's kind of the living embodiment of that thing we were talking about earlier, where when you stop doing these people favors, then they turn on you. So here's Bill Maher on his show Friday night talking about black on black crime and auditioning to be Anthony's new co-host.
Like Chicago, Like most of the shootings are young black men killing other young black men. Is that not correct?
Yeah. I mean, we could say most, or we could say almost exclusively all. I mean, Bill, people can shit on Bill for this. He's being kind of generous. He's saying most instead of almost 100%.
Well, he knows his audience. He's like, all right, I'm gonna lead you guys into a room you don't want to go in. So let's step slowly.
Right.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. Much more than what the cops do.
Uh-oh.
Why doesn't anybody talk?
Okay, can we go back and just play that lovely silence? Because he's talking to a black guy, so that's extra ballsy. He's just saying it right there. It does have a little more weight to it is if he was talking to just like Tim Robbins and Ben Affleck.
The room was so quiet, I thought I heard someone queef.
That was Bill's staff.
Hear a mouse fart there.
Like Chicago. Like most of the shootings are young black men killing other young black men. Is that not correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. Much more than what the cops do.
That silence is fantastic.
You heard someone that thought like, oh, this is going to be the applause part. Like much more than... Wait.
But no, the black guy goes, yeah, it's mostly black on black crime. And then Bill goes, way more than what the cops do. And everyone's, fuck. Like if you could listen to everyone. Is that J.J. Abrams, by the way?
I don't think so.
No? Okay. I thought it was J.J. Abrams for a second.
If it's J.J. Abrams, he looks like he's getting heavier.
So this white liberal guy here sees Bill Maher ask the way more than the cops, right? Question. And the guy's like, oh shit, can somebody, like if you go on Bill Maher's show and you're a liberal, you should have like a friend that calls you with a fake emergency, like you're getting out of a blind date.
Yeah.
In case Bill goes based during the show. Like Bill's like, hey, black on black crime in Chicago, am I right? Yeah. Way more than the cops, right? Oh, hold on, Bill. Yeah. Oh my God, is mom okay? Yeah. Sorry, guys. Bill, I gotta go. I'm really sorry. There's a family emergency and I gotta take off.
You just text your friend BGB, which is code for Bill's gone based.
Much more than what the cops do. Why doesn't anybody talk about that? Well, I mean,
because you're racist if you do.
Because they don't supposed to.
Because nobody asks them.
100 giant black celebrities who would have the respect of those people saying, what are you doing?
So he's saying 100 NBA and NFL players. They have to be giant black celebrities.
Well, unfortunately, we silenced Kanye, Bill. We silenced.
You had one. He was trying to say something, and you kept interrupting him.
Why aren't there, 100 giant black celebrities who...
I just keep imagining the visual of that. Just a black Paul Bunyan going, hey there, you young black people in Chicago. I hope you're not planning on shooting anyone today. No, Paul.
Where are the BBCs, the big black celebrities?
Ezekiel Bunyan comes by. Dante Bunyan. Oh, hello there. I hope you're not planning on any drive-bys or flash mobs this evening. No, Dante Bunyan. Okay. Let's go, Rufus. And it's a pit bull instead of a blue ox. Well, what? Come on, Dynamite.
who would have the respect of those people.
He's 63 40-ounce bottles high with his feet on the ground and his head in the sky. Dante. Dante Bunyan. Sorry. That got away from me a little bit.
Should be a theme park.
Hey there, Detroit, Michigan. Hi, Dante Bunyan. Hi, sweetie. That's his blue pit bull. I hope none of you are planning on going to the mall and beating elderly people. No, Dante, we were going to school. Don't you bullshit me, kids.
Remember, my friends, phone in landscape, gun in portrait mode.
Oh, man. He's 63 40s high with his gun pointed straight and his phone to the side. Dante Bunyan. Oh, shit. All right, continue. Dante Bunyan was fun, but we don't want to. You know what? Fuck it. I'll go. I know you guys are itching to get in on this one. I'll go to the chat against my better judgment. Oh, Smokey the Bear. Oh, that one just kind of works, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, man. He'd have a giant mule, not an ox. That's kind of funny, too. With Jaws, the big purple pit bull. Danger Bear Wolf Turtle says, now we have Dante Bunyan. I'm dead. Oh. The theme park would have...
Oh, come on. This is why we can't have fun.
This is why we can't have good times, you guys. Oh. Let's see. Praxi Seizure on Rumble says, I should hire you guys for voice acting. You're more than welcome. Shoot us a message. I'm a complete whore. Orange Boy says, instead of an axe, he carries a Glock and has a leash with a pit bull the size of a house. Hey, Dante. Dante Bunyan. All right, let's do the... Okay, we're 23 seconds into a 2.5 minute Bill Maher clip because Bill had to say, why can't we have 100 giant black celebrities?
Dante works his 40 acres all day, but his pit bull won't let him get away. Dante Bunyan.
Oh, man. Dante will be there when the neighborhood's on the skids, and his big pit bull will probably eat your kids. Hey, Dante. Dante Bunyan. All right, enough.
His pit bull works the land, but he'll give you a fake 20 from the palm of his hand. Dante.
Oh, no, that's a different guy. Dante's a good role model.
Oh,
he cares about the kids, and he wants to see them do well.
I shouldn't be in charge.
Hello there, St. Louis. I hope you're all planning on getting a good education today. Yes, Dante Bunyan. Then why are we 16 minutes late for the school bell? All right. Hop in Dante Bunyan's oversized 64 Impala and let's go to school. All right.
You turn rides down on the street, they send your body home with a crisply folded flag.
All right. He thinks all the children will be okay, and he's not real cool on you being gay. Dante Bunyan. I'm sorry. He thinks that black on black crime is a scourge, and he always goes out in a fresh Steph Curry jersey. Hey, Dante. Dante Bunyan.
Why aren't there, 100 giant black celebrities?
Because they're all the same size as us, Bill. That's really racist to think that they're giant.
Who would have the respect of those people saying, what are you doing to yourselves? Why are you
Well, what
killing
they
each
do
other?
is they take the big celebrity.
Oh, Jimmy the
they
Greek.
breed them with...
No. Jimmy the Greek. And then they have a big black celebrity kid.
This is no way to live. This dishonors our community. Come on. We're better than this.
Right.
Even this guy doesn't have a fucking answer. Oh, no, we're dicked. That was horrible. Yeah, you know what we need to do to these kids who have, a lot of them have no fathers and they have nobody to show them how to be a man and be respectful and everything else. So they go and they find gangbangers and shit like that, and they become foster parents, basically, and they teach them the ways of the street. You know what we need to do is go to those kids and go, hey, now, guys, cut that out. That's not the way to do it. That's wrong. They're talking about
Look at the example you're setting.
Right, they're talking about filming an after-school special instead of, shouting at the adults, get your fucking shit together and stop having kids until you figured it out.
Yeah, but it's happening more and more. Like, have you seen the video of the lady going through Walmart? Where she's, she's almost in tears because she can't feed her kids, and she's just like, Jesus, what the fuck?
And that's why all the Walmarts are closing in Chicago.
Oh, no, they're closing because of racism. Because white people.
I forgot about that.
We got to make food deserts because we hate black people.
Because of the corporations, right?
Mm-hmm.
But just dude, and I look, I'm sure this guy wants to help, but at the same time, we tried the whole let's talk nice and say, hey, naughty, naughty. We tried that. It's getting worse. There needs to be, as a lot of people would like to say on one side of the political aisle, a serious conversation. But every time that serious conversation starts to get had, people get fired, people get silenced, people get deplatformed. So we can't have the conversation. What you're trying to say is, hey, we should have a conversation where you're only allowed to say the things we've been saying. Okay, but the things you've been saying have led us to this point where black people are being killed. Innocent, crime, whatever, they all die.
I feel like it's never addressed.
And what I would want to observe is that any structural move that you want to make requires a majority of the people to get behind it, requires democratic politics to get behind it. And in order to get...
so we need the government. Oh, okay.
We need democratic politics.
Okay, yeah, that's great. We need Democrats to... Because you know what a lot of these cities that Bill's talking about, their biggest problem? Not enough Democrats.
Well, no, they're all Republican havens that have been making all of these rules. I mean, everything happening in California can be traced all the way back to Reagan and the Republican cronies that are still running that state.
And you know where you can find these Democratic politicians in those cities?
Everywhere. Majority of the voters in Chicago or any place else to get behind anything that's going to cost them money, they have to feel safe. They have to feel that the people who are in charge are on their side. And that's why Mayor-elect Brandon Johnson needs to come and give speeches in which he says this is contemptible behavior. We won't tolerate it in our city. The reason we have cops is precisely in order to stop this from happening. And if you do it on my watch, you're going to go to jail.
Yeah, but that doesn't fucking fit very well with defund the police. Okay?
Right. Which one is it? What are we going to do? And by the way, the guy that they elected in Chicago, if that's the speech you wanted given, you elected the wrong fucking guy. I'm sorry. That guy's not going to give that speech. And what? This is the other thing. Every time they come up with a solution to Chicago, it always comes off to me as racist in the other way, like demeaning to black people, as if black people haven't heard that speech before, and a lot of them they get it. They understand it. It's the fucking criminals that we got to be talking about. And these criminals aren't going to hear a speech. This isn't a movie. This isn't a John Hughes film where somebody makes a speech at the end and everyone goes, oh, we're okay. It's more like Rick giving the speech to Negan that disarms Negan and makes him go, you're right. And then Rick goes, good, bitch, gotcha. And then cuts his throat. That's the way the world is. So you can't give this speech to a bunch of criminals and gangbangers and watch them put down their guns. What you got to do is you have to start cracking their fucking heads open.
No, we just got to give them one more chance. Look, this mayor can come out and give like a Dead Poets Society kind of speech. All the people from the can just start standing up. Oh, Captain, my Captain, let me ask you something. Like,
fucking Bloods and Crips start standing on their desks. What are you doing? Oh, I need to shoot that motherfucker and y'all in the way. I mean, really... You can't give the speech to the people committing the crimes. They've already told you they don't give a fuck about your rules. You have to protect...
They don't give a fuck about society's rules.
You have to protect the poor, innocent black people in these communities, not try and make a speech that's going to reach the people who are grabbing guns. That ship has sailed. As Denzel said in Training Day, to protect the sheep, you have to catch a wolf. That's what you got to do.
It takes a wolf to catch a wolf.
Now, let me hear your wolf.
I don't remember that part.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
I said a wolf, not a rooster.
He needs to say that in order to get the white taxpayers in the city not to move out of the city.
You know what I mean about this stuff all ending up being way more racist than our jokes are?
So the black people attacking the black people is a problem because of the white people?
No, what he's saying is, like, we need Whitey to stay here because they'll listen to the message and then they can help stop the black on black crime. So, like, even when he's talking, like, Bill Maher's like, hey, black on black crime, we got to stop black people from killing each other. And he's like, well, the white people, and like, I'm sure in Bill's head, he's like, no, white people, that's not what I'm talking about. Talking about how do we specifically solve this problem. Like, this is why I hate when politicians or, like, talking heads get a problem presented to them. Because they have to frame everything back to their politics. They have to, it's not common sense. It's not just coming up with your own ideas. It's how do I circle this back to my political wheelhouse?
The solution always comes out of your stable. It's weird.
Yeah. Exactly. You have a horse for every race, apparently. Like, it's why I have to call bullshit on a lot of the climate change stuff. Not only because a lot of their predictions have never come true and they keep pushing the years back, like those crazy pastors who, say when the end of the world is, but also because every time we need a solution to this climate change problem, it's something that you guys have had in your back pocket for 50 years. Same thing with race.
And to get behind whatever structural program a clever man like Danny comes up with.
But, I mean, okay, so I also read this week in the paper, one in 3 children in America cannot read at a basic level of comprehension.
Holy shit. Thanks, COVID response. Appreciate it. We should have locked them in the house more.
Glad we're worried about all that gender equality, inclusivity in schools, really helping the education.
That's really good. It's at least we have priorities.
85% of black students lack proficiency in reading skills. We already spent a lot of money on schools.
This is why I'm glad I have a co-host. Can I repeat back to you what I think I heard and you tell me if I heard it right?
Yeah.
Did you just say 8.5 out of 10 black kids can't fucking read properly?
85%. So yeah, we're 15% literate in the black community in America, according to what he's saying.
Can somebody help them? Should the guy who makes racial jokes and then people go, oh, that's racist, can I not be the one really mortified by that statement and go, can we fucking help black kids, please? Because they're falling cripplingly behind, and that's tragic to watch an innocent kid get fucked up before he even realizes he's fucked up.
Are you implying that by not having the ability to read and accrue information on their own, that we're somehow holding black people back?
And you want to know what the worst part is? I think the politicians that represent them don't mind if it's that way.
No, they don't, because now you've got a fucking dumbass, baseless voter just goes, oh, I got to vote Democrat because the Republicans are holding me down. And you're certainly not going to read anything to contradict it.
I'd much rather the black kids can read so that they can know that even if they pick the Republicans, they're picking someone who's completely full of shit. I want you to be able to read that. I want you to be able to read so that you can go, oh, so both of these people are fucking gangsters. Oh, all right.
Look, son, I want you and your community to learn to be literate so that way you can proudly say fuck Whitey, all right? And I'm Whitey telling you say fuck me, all right? But know what you're saying fuck me too.
So you're going to keep telling me more money will fix this? Because I feel like this is much more connected to the problems of people who can't read. Yes, they're going to have problems with gainful employment. And it seems like,
listen to how fucking quiet it is in there.
Because nobody wants to disagree with their idol, but at the same rate, he's saying all the stuff they have to deny.
You just heard Bill Maher tap his foot against his desk. It's so goddamn quiet in there. Listen.
Yes, they're going to have problems with gainful employment. And it seems like,
that was Bill's foot touching the ground. They're so uncomfortable.
A lot of times the solutions that come from the left seem symbolic. Mm-hmm. They don't seem like we're actually addressing what really needs to be done, is get kids learning, get them reading, get them able to have a job. I don't know how.
And those people that just clapped for Bill Maher, by the way, will be voting the exact same way they always have in the next election.
With no idea of why things aren't getting better.
I wonder if this isn't why Jon Stewart retired in his prime, because he just went, I'm making the same fucking speech every day and nothing changes. I'm making the same fucking speech every single night and everybody just goes and does whatever the fuck. I'm just entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
So fuck it. I'm just gonna leave.
Well, he wanted to work on some of his own projects, but I also wonder if maybe Comedy Central kind of wanted to push him out at the time, because he was at his height. They didn't want him necessarily go down, and they wanted to use him to shoehorn fucking Trevor Noah in or something.
Yeah, and Trevor
That's
Noah.
what I feel.
Yeah, and Trevor Noah would say whatever they wanted him to say.
Yeah.
As evidenced by.
And I loved Trevor Noah until he became the host of The Daily Show. After that, I was like, ugh. His comedy was okay.
Zen Rhino says, what are you talking about, Aaron? Jon Stewart and Bill Maher are a big part of why we're having these conversations now. They've created the problem. I can't really put that on Jon Stewart and Bill Maher. I can't, because I've watched Bill Maher my whole life. And Bill does push back sometimes. And Bill does honestly believe, I think everything Bill says, he's honest about it. Like, Bill means it. He's not bullshitting. That's just what he thinks. Okay, on we go. We talked about Tucker Carlson. Let's talk about Don Lemon. This poor guy, even when it's his day to be talked about, even when it's Don Lemon Day, look out, world, I'm making news. I'm a free agent. Fucking Tucker's got to go and get fired on the same day.
Sorry.
And now Don Lemon's second banana to Tucker once again. Now, this is less stunning than the Tucker thing. The Tucker thing, we didn't see coming at all.
No, but you had a lot of good theories on why that probably happened, right?
Yeah, you had the lawsuit, but still, nobody saw Tucker being fired today.
No, he's been doing great.
Happening. No. But the Don Lemon thing, they've been trying to get rid of this motherfucker forever. Like, I don't think anyone's had more hints dropped at them that they would rather he just move on than Don Lemon.
I think they were biding their time with him until something bad enough happened with the ladies, and it just couldn't last anymore.
Here's what we've had so far. We've had the new owners come in, and they say, Don, we don't want you on primetime. But you're a gay dude, and we want you to throw the ball around with the gals in the morning a little bit. We'll do a gay guy and old chick and young hot chick morning show.
Yep.
Okay, cool. It's a time-tested method. Works for Good Morning America. Works for the Today Show. Cool. And he hated it. And you could tell he was miserable. And he didn't want to have these conversations with these yappity broads. And he would get a little spicy with them once in a while.
Yes, and they do not like that.
Yeah, he'd put the girls in their place every once in a while. Like, hey, bitch, you know why these fucking female soccer players don't make any money? Because nobody gives a fuck. They're like, how dare you say something like that? And he's like, just facts, bitches.
And you know what else? You're out of your prime.
And then there was the,
You're past your prime.
And if you're over 40 years old, like, and his 41-year-old co-host went, Hold on a minute now. What was that? And he was like, well, you see what I meant to say was like Nikki Haley, she's not in her prime. Yeah, I got that. But you said 30 was a woman's prime. Remember he did the rant and he goes, 30's their prime or 40.
Or, right, he looked at who's next to him like, oh, wait a second.
What's her name? Poppy Harlow?
I think so.
He looked at Poppy Harlow and when he goes, oh, yeah, a woman's prime is at like 30. And he went like, or 40, and she's like, yeah, I'm 41, motherfucker. And he's like,
sneaky in there.
Meanwhile, the chick on his right is like 25, so she's like, I don't give a shit. Keep talking.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
I think that chick is actually my age. Like, she is super young.
She's 28. Yeah.
Super young.
But yeah, Don Lemon was, as someone in the chat said, Don was a catty bitch. And Don, they were trying to give him his walking papers. They suspended him a couple of months ago. They sent him to sensitivity training. It just seems like they were doing a lot of shit to Don Lemon to make him be like, no, fuck this, I quit. But Don Lemon is such a drama whore, attention whore, needs to be on TV that he was like, well, no, I'm not going to quit. I'll take my demotions. I'll take my suspensions. I'll take my, what do they call it, sensitivity training. I'll take all that shit. I'll throw the ball around with the gals. Why not? And then finally today, CNN's like, look, get the fuck out of here.
We can't stand you anymore.
It's like you're hammered at a party and everyone else is left and the hosts of the party want to go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
And like everyone, like they can read the room and they're dropping all the hints and you're just sitting there at the table going, these peanuts are delicious. Oh, they're so good. And like,
the weather.
Yeah, he's like despondent and he keeps talking. The party was so good. I enjoyed it so much. And then finally the hosts just go, look, man, I'm trying to be nice, but you've got to get the fuck out of here. We've got to go to bed. We'll call you an Uber, whatever you want. Just leave.
His day was coming.
Just get the fuck out.
I mean,
I guess finally today it happened.
It does seem like really weird timing with the Tucker news. You know what I mean? Like that's two really big hitters in one day.
Yeah. So
and they have to share that too. That's like the anniversary together.
Right. They both have the same anniversary. Tucker and Don Lemon are forever joined.
Oh,
by
I got
this
it.
Day.
Tucker and Lemon in the morning.
Can we all take bets on who kills who first?
Oh my God, can you imagine?
Oh my God.
Oh, I would start watching the news again.
Oh yeah, and I wouldn't even care what they covered.
No.
Just watch those two argue
together, please.
Yeah. So CNN. So get this. You're never going to believe this part of it. Apparently, CNN wanted to work out a deal where Don Lemon sticks around and they work out a gracious exit. And Don Lemon decided to be a gay drama bitch and go on Twitter and put CNN on blast and goes, guys, looks like I'm not going to be at CNN anymore. And like he leaves this whole big thing on Twitter. And CNN's like, yeah, we didn't plan to fucking do it this way, but cat's out of the bag. Don Lemon's gone.
Right. I'm sure they were going to give him a little bit more dignified exit.
I am stunned, Lemon said in a message posted on Twitter today, saying his agent had informed him of his firing by CNN president Chris Licht. Chris Licht, by the way, is the guy who's wanted him gone since the day he got in there.
I can imagine.
The Hill has confirmed Lemon's exit. Licht said in a memo to CNN workers that CNN and Don have parted ways. Don will forever be a part of the CNN family, and we thank him for his contributions over the last 17 years.
Whew. Well,
wow. You talk about a guy being a piece of furniture over there. I didn't realize he was there that long.
Well, think about some of those drunken New Year's Eve broadcasts. Those are pretty old, some of them.
Some of those were a long time ago.
Those are
you're
ways
right.
back.
2007?
Oh, yeah.
Bush, really?
They really squeezed all the juice from that one.
Oh, they sure did. He is a sour lemon now. We wish him well, and we'll be cheering him on in his future endeavors. Yeah, as long as he's not here.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Anywhere but here.
In a separate statement issued on Monday, the network pushed back on Lemon's framing of the circumstances surrounding his departure. Again, surprise, surprise, Don Lemon was kind of a gay little bitchy drama queen about the whole thing.
Yeah, and that causes me to wonder if he's got an opening anywhere else.
Oh, that was too easy. I mean, yeah, he's got one big one in his butthole.
In his rear end. Boy, we're highbrow over here.
We forgot about the other controversy that he got in. The lawsuit where he rubbed his balls and held it under a guy's nose in the bar.
That's my favorite one.
We forgot to mention that one. Yeah.
It's the stinkiest one.
Yeah. He's like, oh, smell my dick. Wasn't that the term he used?
I think so. I don't want to be quoted here, but I think he said smell my dick.
Yeah. Smell my dick to a guy in a bar.
As he orders them a couple lemon drop shots.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Like I said, it's been a long time coming with this fucking guy. You got to imagine, seeing as he is kind of a bitchy gay dude, that they were probably thinking lawsuit. Like, what happens if this fucker sues us?
I know. It was going to go farther and probably be uglier and all that.
Samuel, thank you for gifting a membership, buddy. Joe got the membership. Thank you very much.
Ooh.
205 away from knocking it out tonight. Thank you guys very much. Keep her going. Appreciate that. Oh, and Aunt the Knee got gifted a membership from Samuel. Thank you guys very much. So CNN pushed back a little bit on Don Lemon's assertions that he made in Twitter. Are you okay?
Are
you fussing a little bit?
I am fussing because my shirt's bunched up underneath.
Oh, well, God forbid.
And it looks like a nipple.
God forbid.
Well, it looks like a nipple.
Don Lemon's statement about this morning's events is inaccurate, the network said. He was offered an opportunity to meet with management, but instead decided to release a statement on Twitter. The news of Lemon's exit from the cable news channel comes just minutes after Fox News announced Tucker Carlson, the top-rated cable news host in the country, and the company had agreed to part ways. The back-to-back announcements marked two high-profile departures from the two leading news channels. So, opportunities galore.
Just crazy, right?
Yeah.
I feel like Tucker has obviously way more options than Lemon does, but...
Well, now, wait a minute.
Well,
there's a lot more, if you're talking about TV opportunities, there's a lot more people who are more sympathetic to Don's politics and identity than Tucker's politics and identity.
That I agree with. Absolutely, but...
I'm going to throw a few things out at you. MSNBC, Today Show, Good Morning America, one of those fourth-hour guys... Because
he could be
who just lost
the Amy Robach and what's his face, the lovers,
Amy Holmes and T.J. Roback. No, Amy Robach and T.J. Holmes.
Yeah, it was Amy Robach.
Yeah. See,
I don't know. Maybe I just feel like he's such a bitchy liability though. Anywhere he goes,
I see him working out perfectly on one of those shows. I mean, don't get me wrong.
I hope so. I hope he lands on his feet. I don't want to be lacking Lemon content. But
how about this? How about live with Kelly and Don? How about Don Lemon?
Oh, Kelly Ripa runs off another one?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
That would be a tough test. Like,
But
who would run off who in that one?
I don't know, because I always thought she was really nice, but then she runs through co-hosts like nobody's business.
Well, now she's there with her husband,
Oh, is that her husband?
Mark
Okay.
Consuelos or whatever. Yeah.
I actually didn't know who she was.
And
with.
apparently people are bitching like they're like talking too much about their personal life and shit. And like, I don't know if they're talking about sex
I
stuff
thought-
or what, but I read an article that people are upset.
That's interesting, because I feel like people live for that. Ooh, let us in on some juice, you know.
Courtney Harlow with a great point in the chat. She says Don Lemon would be perfect on The View.
Oh, he's gonna be just like that dude. What's his name?
That's a first.
No, on The Talk, I think it is.
Oh,
like Jason or
Jerry
something.
O'Connell.
Jerry O'Connell. He's
God.
gonna be wearing pink pants on The View.
That Jerry O'Connell thing is so fucking hard to watch. You left that on one day. You left that channel on.
Don't
And-
tell people I watched that show.
And the talk came on. And I saw Jerry O'Connell in pink pants.
That's what I'm saying.
And he was just sitting there ahhing all those dumb broads and all of their vapid thoughts. And I'm like, oh, Jerry, you don't. Is he still married to Rebecca Romaine? Like, he doesn't need the money.
And he sits there like this. I can't get my legs high enough, but he sits like a girl, like a girly with his legs crossed and stuff, all fancy and shit.
Jerry O'Connell net worth. He's worth $20 million. You don't need, and he's
Okay.
with Rebecca Romaine. You don't need to do that, Jerry.
But if you think about it this way, all he has to do is sit there and look pretty and and for an hour.
Don Lemon
and he
can
gets
do
paid
that.
money. Why wouldn't you do that?
I want Don Lemon to be a View cast member and run all those broads off by telling them how postmenopausal and past their prime they are.
Can you imagine Whoopi
no-
and Don getting into it?
Look, no offense, Joy. I'm not trying to like get into your thing or whatever, but you know, why should I listen to someone with a rusted out reproductive system? And quite frankly, you're a woman whose uterus probably falls out of her vagina from time to time. So I don't really think you have a say in this. And then she just looks at him like, I'm going to fucking kill you. And then after the show, you're like, Joy Behar has decided to leave The View. Maybe they just bring Don Lemon on to run all of those old big contracts off so they
Okay.
can hire new, cheaper talent for The View.
Oh, you mean how The Talk ran off Sharon Osbourne?
Exactly, because she was making too much money.
And she was friends with Piers Morgan.
Yeah.
So naturally she has to be fired.
D. Gulag says that's a great Don Lemon impression. I'll be honest, when I heard it come out of my mouth, I was like, that's a lot better than I intended that to be. It was a lot better Don Lemon impression. And I don't know if I'm proud of that or not.
So is that our consensus then, that we think he belongs on The View?
Yeah. All right, look, Whoopi. You know, we'll get back to all this Donald Trump stuff in a little bit, but I just wanted to say one thing. In a country with an obesity crisis, I don't think we need an overweight black woman telling anybody what to do about health or anything like that. That's just my opinion. She's like, oh, you motherfucker, I'm going to kill Don Lemon. I'm going to squeeze a lemon right now, Joy. I'm going to squeeze the fuck out of that little... It's like, oh, shit. Yes. Whoopi Goldberg drops the gay F word at Don Lemon, and then she
It's
gets
all over.
fired, and they got to bring somebody else on.
Those are my COVID pants.
Yeah. Can you believe that this dumb just called me?
But she can say that. She's black, right?
This dumb just called me fat. I swear to God, I'm going to squeeze this little head off. You're like, oh, no.
If she says that on national TV, but she's black, is she fired?
If she calls him the N word or the gay F word?
We'll start with the N word.
Yeah, because they don't like that audience doesn't draw the differential the
Okay.
way that you can't say words like that on that show.
Even if you're black.
Yeah, gay F word, gone again. You're gone there too. For sure. Like if they're having a conversation and she mentions the word, like talking about, she can probably get away with it. Yelling it at
So
Don.
quoting somebody.
Yeah, yelling it at Don Lemon during a fight. Yeah, you're fired.
That would be the most the highest viewed episode of all time, though. Any clips of that are just making the circulation.
Yeah, I think if she goes, look, did that just call me overweight, Joy? I don't think she survives that, but she's definitely gone if she's like, I swear to God, I will kill this. Like, no.
She gets up and gets in his face.
Yeah.
Suddenly it's a World Star video.
You just, you're watching these two. Hold on. Where's my,
Come on.
I can do this. Hold on. I'm going to have to mute it though. He goes on a rant on The View and they have a drop just for Don.
Okay, what's next?
Doesn't work as well if you don't get to play
No,
the
it
whole
doesn't
thing.
sound as good.
No.
I don't like it.
So Don Lemon is gone. CNN, what will they replace him with? Who gives a shit? I think
James Corden.
Oh no!
I know. I was thinking about it in the truck on the way home. I'm like, James Corden just slides right in there.
I mean, you'll keep the gay quotient up.
I know. It's perfect. He is white though.
But people hate him. Like people who work with him say he's a piece of shit.
He belongs on Broadway. He's a
really
peacock. You gotta let him fly.
I don't know who they replaced Don Lemon with.
I don't know. Steven Crowder.
The ratings can't get worse. So one benefit that CNN does have that Fox doesn't. Fox can't swing and miss with their Tucker replacement because they have 3 million people watching every night.
Yeah.
CNN has like 250,000 people watching every night. Like they can swing and miss. It doesn't matter. They can pick anybody they want. And it can't get worse.
I don't know what I'd do.
Yeah. Replace him with a pet rock. Replace him with an actual lemon, some people are saying.
Oh, just a basket of lemons.
Yeah.
And just play the news behind it.
Sure.
Okay.
The Admiral says Joy in blackface to greet Don. Yeah, they all try to trigger him so he gets fired first because they know that Don Lemon's in there to clean house.
He walks in, he's like, oh.
Joy Behar's first day on the job. Don Lemon's like, well, I just want to say it's great to be here, Joy, and I'm very excited to be a member of The View. And she's like, oh, Lordy, Massa Lemon, so good to have you here. We is all so excited. Isn't we there, Whoopi? And Whoopi's like, I don't know what the fuck Joy is on about today, but this is fucking crazy, y'all. I don't know why she's talking like that. I don't know why she put on that dark shade of makeup, but I know that this is going to be a historic morning for The View, everybody. Oh, Lordy, Whoopi, that show is right. Mm-hmm. How about you, Sonny Hostin? Is you so happy to see Miss Lemon here? It's like, what the fuck are you doing, Joy? They pull her.
That would be great.
She fucking quits that day. She's like, you don't have to fire me. I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Can't be associated.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Well,
what a conundrum.
Yeah, so Don Lemon's out at CNN, and I don't know who's going to miss him, but I'm sure about 100 or 200 people will. Instead, I want to go to something a little closer to home, like your bodies. There is a self-proclaimed personal trainer with a fat body, because that's a personal trainer that I want to go to.
That's the one that works.
If I got to pick and I look at people and I see that Asian chick with the 3 kids, Maria Kang, I see a Tony Little looking kind of guy from back in the day, or I see someone who looks like John Goodman from season 3 of Roseanne, I want to pick John Goodman from season 3 of Roseanne because he's going to make sure that I keep myself in really good shape. Hi, I'm your fat personal trainer. Today, we're going to think really hard about going to the gym and think really hard about getting a workout in. Then we're going to get really tired and we're going to eat a whole cake and take a nap.
White cake.
White cake, exactly.
If you care to join me in the parlor, we will be serving white cake.
A self-proclaimed personal trainer with a fat body declared in a TikTok video that it's actually fat-phobic to intentionally lose weight.
Yes, you're right. Because I intentionally lost that weight because I didn't want to be overweight. You're right. It is fat-phobic. It is my fear of being fat.
That's true. You know, we hear these stupid...
It's true.
We hear these stupid things and we immediately want to jump on the person. But, you know, technically she is right.
That's what I'm saying. She's completely right. Yes, I am completely afraid of being that way. You are right.
We are afraid of being big fat fucks because it looks terrible and feels terrible.
I'm afraid of feeling that way, and I'm afraid of the health problems that can come with it.
Yeah, maybe that's what we need to do. We just kind of need to lean into that criticism.
Yeah, people need to stop like being like, oh no, God, no. Like just
fat phobic, not me.
What?
Yeah, that is why I lost weight. Absolutely, yes. I'm terrified of being fat. It was your fat phobia that made you lose weight. Precisely.
You've been at a point in your life where you did not like how you felt or looked, right?
I've been 240 pounds, dude.
And
235,
like
240. No, I had back titties. It was awful.
And by the way, like, being fat doesn't make you a bad person, or doesn't mean people in your life love you any less.
April said that, not me.
I got people that are overweight, per se, that I care about quite a bit. Yeah. That doesn't mean I love them any less or anything. But I'm not.
In fact, technically, if people get fat, you have to love them more.
Oh, more to love.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it.
You have to have more. You have to have more love in your heart
To
for
go
that
around?
person
Okay.
to accommodate. Correct. Libs of TikTok grabbed the video and posted it Wednesday to Twitter. Apparently, before the clip disappeared from the user's TikTok page. Well, thank God for Libs of TikTok grabbing entertainment for us. You know, that is interesting. The fact that this woman, her name is Ashantis.
The last city of Ashantis.
The lost city of Ashantis. Yeah, she would sink if she fell in the ocean. So this personal trainer, her at least deleting the video, deleting the TikTok, at least shows a little bit of self-awareness.
A little.
Because she's like, oh, everyone, okay, this is being passed around the internet and everyone thinks I'm full of shit. This is probably bad for business. I should take this down. But Libs of TikTok was ahead of her. The video was titled Wellness with Ashantis. She calls herself, among other titles on her Instagram page, a weight-neutral personal trainer.
Ew. That's like saying you're like a weight-neutral doctor or...
No, a weight-neutral personal trainer. That would be like, I'm a tumor-neutral oncologist. Just trying to keep that. I think getting rid of the tumor is kind of a phobia, but we certainly don't want to see it grow.
Oh, God. April got rid of her tumor. That must mean she's tuberphobic.
Tuberphobic.
I said tuberphobic.
Yeah, that would be if you got rid of Cardiff Electric.
Well,
Then
that
you'd be
too. You know
tuberphobic.
what?
I don't see Cardiff anymore. Like, I don't see any of those things going. Like, that whole Dabbleverse thing seems like it's kind of starting to just...
I don't know. Like
It's starting to settle into the ground, if
I
you
don't
will.
see anything about the Dabbleverse. The last thing I saw was like 3 days ago. Some random person I saw tweeted like, "Oh, I think the Dabble." No, it was that Nas Redna guy said, "I think the Dabbleverse is eating itself from within."
Yeah,
or
no,
something."
clearly we said that would happen, but it's just kind of like all those personalities who like 2-3 months ago you couldn't help but see them. Now you're like, where the fuck did these people? Like everybody's all gone now. Her declaration came in an answer to the question, are there really zero circumstances in which intentional weight loss is healthy and not fat phobic? This is real, and I'm genuinely curious, the person asked. So that's like a really polite way of going, like, bitch, you retarded.
Yeah, they were trying to be polite.
Yeah. Ashantis replied, quote, I'm going to say 99.9% of the time, if you are intentionally losing weight, it is fat phobic. She did leave a smidgen of wiggle room, saying, quote, in case I am truly, truly wrong, but I don't think I am. Well,
that is so insulting to any overweight person who's just trying to lose weight so they can be around longer and be healthier and all that. You know how insulting that is?
But I mean, technically, she's not wrong. I mean, it is, like you said, it is fat phobic.
Yeah, it is fat phobic, but calling it fat phobic is putting such a negative connotation on it. There's no positivity there.
Yeah. And if anything, she's kind of like fueling the fat phobia because they watch her
Yes.
talk about this and they're like, I certainly don't want to be like that person.
I mean, people wanting to lose weight doesn't make them bad people, and we've seen that with celebrities before. Like, who is it? Fucking Lizzo. Her fans wanted to
Yeah.
eat her alive because she wanted to lose some weight.
Ironically, they wanted to eat her alive.
That is super shitty.
Yeah. No, it is. It's one of those deals where people see someone like Lizzo. It's like the boyfriend who's a feeder.
No,
Like they don't want them to lose weight because they might find someone better. Or like with Lizzo's fans, it's like, well, if Lizzo gets skinny and she loses weight, then I have one less excuse. And I have one less person to point to and go, see how fat and fucking, it's like a death spiral for them. It's like a suicide pact. They're like, no, she has to stay fat so I can stay fat, and then we can be fat together, and then I won't feel like such a piece of shit because I won't be alone.
Right,
That's why
then
Lizzo can't get healthy.
grading on a curve, like we're all the same, right?
Yeah.
I think it's equally as shitty to point at somebody and say, aha, you're fat, and then shame them for trying to lose the weight.
Yeah.
Like, you're the same person. That's really mean.
Your mom's dirty says, so yesterday Loaf Piggy went to breakfast and Jimmy John's. Oh. I mean, yeah, I guess.
What
I
did
guess I
Loaf
did.
Piggy want when I suggested maybe getting a fresher sandwich and you had suggested something else?
I wanted Jimmy John's. Didn't I?
You first asked me if I would like to go to McDonald's, where I said that seems like a bag of shit thing to do.
Yeah, that wasn't, because that was right after sparring in the gym and everything else.
It was after 8 o'clock, so we hadn't had supper. We hadn't eaten since breakfast, or
No.
I hadn't. But then it's like there's no time to make supper after 8:30 either. So pick one.
So I had Jimmy John's. Yes, I was a loaf piggy yesterday. You're right.
Said, let's go for a fresher sandwich. It doesn't mean it's better for you, but it's a little fresher.
So does that make me a real piece of shit if I ask April to go to Nelson Brothers this morning?
It might make you a piece of shit, but I don't know if I hate it.
All right, let's listen to the fat personal trainer tell us that losing weight is fat phobic. And now let's see if she genuinely has a decent point or if she's just trying to protect her own fat ass.
I'm ready.
Here we go.
Another great question. This person was asking if there is any time in which intentional weight loss is not fat phobic. I'm going to say 99.9% of the times, if you are intentionally losing weight, it is fat phobic.
I mean, so far I don't disagree with her, but we just feel differently about it. She's saying it like it's a bad thing.
Right.
I'm saying it like it's a good thing.
She's not acknowledging that there are clear reasons that it would be good to be afraid of being overweight.
Yeah. Like, I think I'm using Socialist Media said, you want to be able to walk at 55.
Yeah, you don't want to blow your knees out or your back. You want to be around for your family.
Someone said, I don't want to be 350 pounds anymore. Oh, well, you really are a bigot. You're more of a...
What a bag of shit.
You're really more of a big N. But,
I'm leaving that 0.01% in case I am truly, truly wrong, but I don't think I am.
Well, that's very humble of you.
I don't like TikTok for the fact that it makes people think that they just get to put their opinions out there, just any fleeting thought.
You want to test first?
I do. I want people to
well, then you gotta
put
get rid
some
of
thought into it.
Twitter and Facebook. You got to get rid of all of them. All the social media's got to go then.
I didn't say it has to go. I said I don't like it.
I mean, if you want people to stop, doing that shit.
I didn't say it has to be canceled.
We gotta
I just
get
said
rid of all of them.
I don't enjoy the ease of which that people put their thoughts out on TikTok.
And like they get to think they're an authority. Like people get to be an authority now because they made a TikTok.
Yeah.
Your view count determines not like your qualifications or your education or anything else, but your view count determines whether or not you're, an authority on something.
And here's the reason why. I'm not saying if you exercise and happen to lose weight, that is fat phobic.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I mean, to have your forgiveness and to have your approval and your permission to have some pounds fall off when I start getting active. I mean, I wasn't going to start until I had that okay.
I don't understand like the mental gymnastics people go through to get to this
She's
point.
mad that she's fat.
But she doesn't have to be.
She doesn't want to be fat.
If she's truly so fine with it, then just be fine with it.
A lot of these people wrap a lot of their personality up in the fact that they're fat. Lizzo's a great example. And then they wonder, oh my God, if I lose weight and I'm not fat anymore, do I lose my hook, my angle, my identity? There's a lot of comics who are like that with drugs and alcohol. I've heard a lot of comics say oh, I wouldn't be funny if it wasn't for drugs or alcohol. And it's like, no, you'd probably be funnier. You'd be more creative. You'd be more responsible with your time and everything else. And
yeah, Lizzo's...
Doug Stanhope has said oh, Mitch Hedberg, Mitch was my friend and maybe he just didn't want to be around us anymore. And maybe he wouldn't have been as funny without the drugs. And Jim Norton kind of had him dead to rights. He looked at Doug and he goes, no, a living Mitch creating material is better than a dead Mitch.
I agree. That just... people want to talk about coping. That sounds like the ultimate coping for your friend died.
Yeah. I mean, a crutch of I don't want to do a healthy thing for myself because I'm afraid I won't be me anymore. No, you're right. You'll be a better you.
Yeah, Lizzo wanted to lose weight at one point a few years back, and now her whole shtick is, Lizzo be eaten.
Yeah, look what a big fat bitch I am.
I'm the overweight chick that wears minimal clothes so you can see it all, and I play the flute. I don't know.
Yeah, the flute's part of the hook, too. That's weird how you combine the sandwiches with the flute, but
I really don't know.
Whatever.
I'm not saying if you start a medication and you happen to lose weight, that is fat phobic.
Oh, thank you.
I am not saying that if you're going through any type of, illness and that is altering your body in some way, that is fat phobic.
Oh, all cancer patients rejoice.
That's all you're saying. Yeah, I'm allowed to get cancer now. So all you're really saying is that you're remarkably jealous of people who get in good shape and get shredded on purpose. So you're going to call them a name to shame them out of it instead of you trying to get healthier. A lot easier to pull someone else down than bring yourself up, isn't it?
I do wish that there wasn't a chance in this world for people to understand that shaming anybody in any direction is no better than the other way around.
Right.
Like, they take it so personally. Like, if somebody to come on here and say shit about her being overweight, that is like hell freezing over.
Yeah.
It's evil. That is gross. But she can't do the same back, or she can do the same back, and she's fine.
I'm saying when you are intentionally exercising to lose weight, altering your diet to lose weight, doing any activity intentionally to lose weight is fat phobic.
Oh, hey, I'm actually doing these squats and running on this treadmill so my fucking knees don't hurt every time I go get the mail. Oh, well, aren't you a piece of shit? God, you're garbage. Why are you so full of hate?
This woman is
just tired of carrying 300 pounds on my back all the time. That's all.
This woman is right in terminology, wrong with intent.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you absolutely nailed it in terms of, losing weight intentionally is a fear of being out of shape.
The inflection is wrong here.
But you're saying it like it's a bad thing.
And the reason why is because you are intentionally attempting to make your body smaller to fit into what narrative?
No, it's what you want you to be.
It's for your health. It's so you, like I said, so you don't have pressure on your joints. So you don't end up like the I-35W bridge at 40 years old. That's why people are doing it.
If you want to be overweight and you're okay with that, that's fine. If that's what you want for you. If you want to lose weight and be around longer and healthier, that's also okay.
No, you're just trying to fit into a narrative.
No, there is no narrative. It's whatever you want.
What's with Black Zumach over here?
That is so weird.
Not understanding the word narrative.
The narrative that smaller is healthier, even though we've already discussed why that's not true. I know there was another comment on this video that said something along the lines of, when I'm lighter, I don't have as many issues with my mobility.
Whoa.
I'm really excited to hear how she turns this into that person being a bigoted piece of shit. Really excited to hear that.
People like her scare me because they believe what they're saying.
Yeah. Well, they've convinced themselves. Again, it starts with, how do I blame someone else for me being fat so I don't have to go to the gym and work it off? And then they keep telling themselves a story, and eventually they start believing it.
I don't have as many issues with my mobility. And that may be a correlation.
No. Hold on. Time out. No. I'm not taking your soft ass concession. It's not, it may be a correlation. If you weigh 150 instead of 350, you're going to move around easier.
And that is a scientific fact.
And that is a scientific fact. Unless you have some sort of crippling disease, if you weigh 200 pounds less, you're going to move around better.
I don't know. Like, this woman clearly isn't at a point yet where she's had to go to the doctor for knee problems or hip problems or anything yet. But like, one of the first things doctors will ask you to do before they decide to do a knee replacement surgery or anything like that, or even before they do the surgery for you, you have to lose weight. You have to see if that helps first.
Because they don't want you to break the trusses of your new knee or your new hip. They don't want you to have it do that and watch the rivets pop out of it and your fucking knee collapse.
I remember there was a point in my grandma's life where she had like a knee or a hip problem. I don't recall. It was a long time ago. And they had her lose like 10 pounds first before they do the surgery.
Yeah.
Because they're like, I can't put this on in your body and then have it just go bad and have to operate on you again.
But it doesn't necessarily mean that extra weight is a causation, especially if you are not in care of somebody like a physical therapist that is specifically certified or has previously practiced physical therapy with a fat body.
Full of excuses. Every time, just full of excuses. Can't be a doctor. It has to be a physical therapist, and they have to be a physical therapist who's dealt specifically with fat bodies before. So set up an impossible scenario to disprove what I'm saying, because nobody watching this video is just going to go seek out a physical therapist and then ask them, do you work with a lot of pigs? And then can you tell me about the correlation weight has with the ease of movement? Like, you're just setting it up so you can never be wrong.
Well, these people really do believe that they're doctors now on TikTok.
Yeah,
I don't know if you've seen that, but people go to TikTok now for therapy. talks like hers about their weight so they feel better about themselves.
And wouldn't you know, they all end up trans.
They will not go. Like, you're going to TikTok for your mental health, these people are, and they wonder why they're so screwed up.
It does seem like going to Mengele for conjoint twin separation surgery, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And I say that because as a personal trainer with a fat body, I know that movements impact people differently based on their body size, type, shape, mobility, a million things.
But you did include size and shape in that. Thank you
right,
very
that's
much.
important. Mm-hmm.
I love how they always, the way they term shit too. They go, I'm a personal trainer with a fat body. Like it was given to them. Like it would, like just one day they fell asleep and they woke up and somebody threw a fat body on them. Like they didn't get that way.
So pretty much no. There is no time in which intentional weight loss is not fat phobic. And that's just kind of the way it is.
I would challenge you to find one person who's been overweight in their life and then lost the weight. I would challenge you to find one of them that said they didn't feel better after.
And then I love how they wrap it up. You know, when you're making a really good medical point and you want to put a wrap on it, you go, and that's just how it is.
That is just that.
Did you hear? We didn't find the video of this yesterday, but did you hear about the giant necklace obese woman who started a petition so that airlines would give away free extra seats to fat people?
I did hear about that. I thought it was a joke.
I found her.
Oh my God.
I found the woman and I found the video that she attached the petition to. And I think I read yesterday that this is up to 5,000 signatures. And I mean, it's not like the airlines aren't going to do anything about it. They're fucking like they're broke as it is and trying to penny pinch for every little thing. But just the idea that you eat yourself into oblivion, like the entitlement of the obese doesn't even, I can't even work up righteous indignation for it anymore.
I used to be like 450 pounds, so I don't have any sympathy for these people.
Holy shit.
Like, yeah, I used to be really fat. Like I've shown the pictures on my show before. People go, that's not you. I'm like, yeah, look it in the eyes. That's me. The eyes are exactly the same. Everything else looks like Chris Farley, but like 20 years younger.
Yeah. I've always been that kind of like American chubby where like I can't talk to fat people about being overweight and I can't relate to skinny people. You know, I've always been, I'm about 6'3", 6'4", and I've been between like 215 and 240. So it's like, I'm like, you know, I'm a little bigger, and then fat people go fuck yourself. And then you're like, oh, I'm in decent shape, and skinny people are like, you're chubby, dude. Fuck.
Right now where I'm at, I'm right about, last I checked was like around 220. I can still lose a few more pounds, but I've lost over 230. That's more than what I weigh right now.
You lost more
Jesus
than what?
Christ.
Yeah, you lost more than what I am.
Holy fuck, I was a fat ass.
Yeah, I mean, that's big, dude. That's really big. So we found this giant whale of a human being who developed this petition, and like it's impossible. Like, you're never going to sit. Everyone thinks they're going to like sit down and own someone like this. Like, what are you going to do? Break down the profit margins of airlines and tell her that they need to charge this amount or they can't make enough money to stay open? Like, you're talking to an entitled fat person. She doesn't give a shit. Like, none of her thinking factors in to like the repercussions for what she wants. I almost get more annoyed with people who want to argue with her and like own her, because I'm like, dude, now you're wasting your own time. And then I start arguing and yelling at her. And I go, oh, I'm retarded too. It is.
I'm wondering, like, did she actually get 5,000 signatures, or were they 1,000 signatures and they just took up 5 lines?
Yeah, right, exactly. And yeah, do you have to account as a new person for each new line? Like, how are you being consistent with your... Yeah, it's change.org.
Signatures are fat too.
God, you guys even write like you've got giant fingers. They actually have to hold novelty pens because their hands are so chubby.
They're just like, it's like they're carving the name into a table with a knife, just with the pins. Yeah.
So we found the video of her. I mean, that's just like, how does that stay alive? Like, that's
advanced medical science.
Yeah, I guess. Like, I'm just looking at the insides and like the fat content and how it's pushing on all the organs. And I just, if kidneys could talk, they would be screaming with this woman.
Help us, please.
Your lungs would just be sitting there going, The sweet release of death cannot come soon enough.
Right? I'm a smoker and somehow I'm more healthy than this bitch.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
That's bad.
And
if I'm more healthy than you, you have problems.
Right, like you always run faster when someone's chasing you. So like I feel like when we watch people like this, it actually also kind of hurts us because we're like, oh, I'm fine. You know?
He's like, you know what? I don't need to go to the gym today. I'm good.
Yeah. So let's watch her 11-second video here on her plus size travel petition that she's got.
My petition states all plus size passengers should be provided with an additional.
Okay, I'll restart this. She even has like the too fat to speak thing going on, where she
Her
can't.
subtitles are too fat for the cropping.
Everything about this is on brand. It's incredible. But like she starts talking and she even has the fat person speech where you can't understand them because the fatness of her face has grown over her mouth and tongue to the point where she can't get words out.
She would make a great Jabba the Hutt.
I was just thinking the same thing. Like Jabba the Hutt with a Donald Duck voice, and she's in.
When I was fat, that was my favorite impression. You just like scrunch my chin ups, just start going Unbaka Chewbacca Han Solo.
Yeah, that's one of those I'm gonna hurt me before you can kind of impressions. All right. Well, anyway, let's watch Lori Beth Denberg talk about plane seats.
My petition states all plus size passengers should be provided with an additional seat or 2 or 3 depending on their size and need. Airlines.
No, if you look, 2 or 3, she's saying 2 or 3 extra seats, not 2 or 3 total seats. If you need 2 or 3 extra seats, you should get them for absolutely free. On most airplanes, that's a row. Like 3 seats, you have a whole row to yourself. Not only should you have to pay more for that, I think they should rescind your ticket and make you ride the bus.
I think they should put them in a refrigerator crate and ship them on the bottom of the plane.
Yeah, like put them in the cargo hold and strap them down. Put them in one of those things. You know, like when a whale washes up and they rescue it and they have that big black thing that they hose down? Put her in one of those, like ratchet strap her into the cargo hold, and if she makes it, she makes it.
Put her on an aircraft carrier like they did King Kong.
Just strap her in.
Careful, steer clear of the South Pacific. I hear there's lizards out there.
Head to the fucking SeaWorld and have her and Tillicum fight it out.
God damn. She's gonna be jumping up on the thing, slapping her hands together, begging for fish.
She takes one of her arms, lays on the thing, and just slaps it down back and forth. She gets peckish one day, bites a trainer by the ankle, and drags her to the bottom.
She's the only chick when she goes to a swimming pool. There's a splash zone.
Yeah.
And it's all the way back at the bar.
Yeah, I'll take a whiskey water. All right. Hey, that's just a whiskey, Jack. It's like, just give it a second.
Hold on, she's getting in the pool now. There you go.
Didn't want a chlorinated drink.
It's like, I didn't want it all over me as well. He's tripping, taking his drink. Just like, all right.
You're sitting there like, okay, now it's chlorinated water, but I guess good trick. I mean, I can't be too mad. I mean, that's amazing range. She gets in there and like fucking Tillicum starts protesting, and he's just like, dude, I don't have enough room in here anymore. It's bullshit. You got to get her out. She eats all my food. It's ridiculous.
How big is this bitch's bathtub? Like, did they just take her out to the yard and hose her off or something?
They bring you in naked as the day you were born, eyes all blinded from that delousing shit they put on you.
She's so fat she could be completely naked and you'd still not see any nudity. The nipples would be rolled under.
Exactly. She takes all her clothes off and you're like, holy shit, this is somehow still YouTube friendly. It's amazing.
Yeah. You're like a living mannequin. You have like no parts.
Oh my God. Yeah, she at SeaWorld, the way they shower her is they just do it, just like the Shawshank Redemption. Like, all right, move to the front of the cage.
Damn it.
They give her a shower like they gave Rambo in First Blood. All right, hold her down. We got to shave her.
Open her mouth. She ain't gonna brush her teeth. Get those lips open.
You have to put in one of those like Clockwork Orange mechanisms in her mouth to like pry her mouth open. She looks like something out of fucking Vincent D'Onofrio's Mind in The Cell.
Want her mouth to get open, you just hold up a bag of McDonald's behind.
Yeah. She opens her mouth and you got to tell the other guy, hold the fucking cheeseburger, because the suction is pulling him towards her mouth. And
You have like a harness for him so he doesn't get fully
hold
sucked
him
in.
back! Hold him back! Shit, we lost another one. John's gone. We got to go in and get him. He's gone, damn it.
Shoot! He's got the hand under, like, he's like.
She pukes the guy up, and he's convulsing, and they're like, talk to him. It's Jack Pembry, damn it. You're like, oh, no.
I just love the idea of putting her in a cage and feed her like a velociraptor from the beginning of Jurassic Park.
We've gone Silence of the Lambs, Shawshank Redemption, Jurassic Park, Clockwork Orange. I'm sure we put 2001: A Space Odyssey in there somewhere. Yeah. Here, we can get a Star Wars reference. She's the spacecraft.
If you put a bone in her hand, it's just going to end up in her mouth. What is the song that they start off 2001 where he's like lifting the boat?
Oh, yeah.
Bono.
The Ric Flair, the fucking Ric Flair music. They walk her into the dining room. Bum, 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 bum. Oh.
You ever see the blobs they used to have like the summer camps? Like they just put her down there.
Oh, you're right.
Jump on her stomach.
Dude, you're right. That's where I remember her from. The movie Heavyweights. She was great in that movie. Do you remember when the German...
She was the whole cast.
Yeah, do you remember when the German guy lanced her? Oh, that was so sad.
Yeah, I hate when a good character dies.
Yeah, but then she was in a dual casting, because remember when they tied Lars up and put honey on his chest, and then she came by and licked him? See, she's a bear. Boo.
She can take on so many roles. She's so talented.
She's so versatile. It's amazing. Oh, fuck.
I remember her as Pizza the Hut that one time. That was great too.
Exactly. She was great in she was great in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles too. She was very solid in that.
She was a great Uncle Buck. I'll give her that.
Yeah. Yeah, but she was the old 96er.
Yeah, she was the Buick that he was driving around.
Oh, but remember that cameo she had in Home Alone as the plane?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Oh god! If Macaulay Culkin had thrown her off the roof, Joe Pesci would be dead.
He's like, all right, I got one more, and he has to like him and like 3 other people, like the fucking Royal Rumble, have to push her over the roof.
He's got like a big pry rod that he's like pulling down,
just pushing and pushing.
His feet are like off the ground. He's just using his whole body weight to pull down.
Macaulay Culkin gives an interview. I did my own stunts. I tore both my ACLs and patella tendons in that scene. Oh,
she reminds me of. Do you ever watch Futurama when Bender became a human?
Yes.
And he got like really fat. Like at the end, he's just going woo. Like, oh, I thought he was still alive. That's just air escaping from his folds.
By the way, boys and girls, I want to point out this is an 11-second video. We have not gotten through it.
Welcome to the ministry.
There are too many movies for this to happen. Do you remember when Marcellus Wallace threw her through a 4th-story window through a greenhouse? Fucked up her speech.
Just for looking at his wife.
Yeah, she's Tony Rocky Horror. All right. Guys, for God's sake, I think we can be done with the fat shaming now. I'm just
You
kidding.
remember that one time she chased Indiana Jones down a hallway?
Oh, God, that was close. One of the best introductions of a character ever. I mean, she was...
I saw she got a reprising role in the new one, too.
I felt really bad for her when her house burned down at the end of Gilbert Grape, but it seemed like she wanted it.
Why did I think of Gilbert Grape? I forgot about that bitch.
That was low-hanging fruit. Grape,
Who's
get it?
eating Gilbert Grape? His mother. Have you not seen her?
Oh, fuck. There's got to be more fat people. I don't want to be done with this one yet. Oh.
You remember that one movie where Mark Wahlberg had to go stop her from burning in the Gulf?
Dude, I'm so glad she won that Academy Award for The Whale.
Yeah, it's great. I've missed her since The Mummy.
Yeah,
she was the pyramid.
Yeah. God
damn it.
Fucking hell. Oh. I don't know. I thought she was really good in Independence Day, as the mothership.
Yeah, they had to give her a virus. I don't know how they got through the folds.
They had to give her a virus. It was just the flu, so she would shit out all the weight.
Someone said she sank the Titanic.
She was good in that movie. I'm sorry, but she hasn't had a bad role yet.
You know, my favorite thing about like making fun of fat people, they go, "You're hurting their feelings." I'm like, well, what are they doing to their health? Like, am I hurting their feelings any worse than what they're doing to their body every
She
day?
is hurting her lung capacity more than I could ever hurt her feelings. Trust me. She was great in that Orlando Bloom movie, Kingdom of Heaven, as the walls of Jerusalem.
I thought they were throwing her over the walls.
Saladin was launching her at the walls over and over.
Let's just make fat people trebuchets. That could be our new weapon of war.
Just launch fat people at the walls. The wall is weaker here. We should launch the fat girl on it. Hajjaj has seen it. Oh my God.
For Christ. Ah!
Oh, she was so good in Gangs of New York as the entire 5 Points.
She was all 5 boroughs.
I have my hand open like this, and when I close it, I have a cheeseburger in it. Oh,
it's weird seeing like the actors that used to be like really big, like John Goodman's like a good example. He used to be like a huge guy, and now he's old and he's lost all that weight, but he still has the skin.
Yeah.
And he looks so much like my freaking dad. It's so weird. Just being like, Dad, you could just be John Goodman if you want. You could be his double.
Right. And they always for some reason, the fat people as they age, I think because the skin stays tighter, they almost look better, even though you know they're not in better shape. Like John Goodman's better off the way he is, but you're like Red State is when he first starts to bring up Red State again. She was great as the Compound. To bring up Red State in that movie, it was like just
what you said.
How do you think you get property like that? You put a giant fucking fat girl in your front yard.
You feed it.
But he had just lost the weight in that movie, and it's just like nothing but skin. It's awful.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get through this. I'm going to play the whole 11 seconds. I'm going to shut the fuck up, and I swear to God we can do this.
My petition states all plus-size passengers should be provided with an additional seat or 2 or 3 depending on their size and need. Airlines should also offer a straightforward refund process for those who are buying additional seats independently.
Okay. Well, I mean, at least
I don't want to do this to all fat people, but her specifically, I just want to be like, ma'am, can you please stop? Could you just like buy an extra seat or 2 yourself? It's just it's just bad for everybody.
I want to wait till she falls asleep. I want to grab both of her cheeks and see how loud the sound is. Because
there was this one girl I knew in college that she wasn't as fat as that, but she was kind of hefty girl. She had a problem of getting really drunk and passing out on people's couches.
Sure.
And we like to do this thing. I'm sure you may have heard of it called antiquing. You know, where you take a handful of powder and you just right to somebody's face.
I've never heard of that. That's wonderful.
Really?
Yeah. I've never heard of it.
So we did it where we mixed the antiquing with like the hand in the water thing. You know, you're trying to go pee. So like we took her hand, filled it with flour, and then we stuck her other hand in water, and she went to go like I guess she went to grab her other hand or something while she was asleep, and she just antiqued herself. Just covered her entire face and upper body with flour. And we're just standing around howling at this dumb bitch. Taking pictures with her like
I just want to let you know I've just jotted down a note to cut out for a later clip, and it's just called Fat Lady. Middle school staff members participate in licking game with students. This should be fine, right? The licking game?
Dude, I almost have a problem with bobbing for apples at school. Can we just not lick each other?
I have an idea, and it sounds less and less extreme every single year. Why don't we just get rid of public schools? It really does seem like we're not getting a payback on our investment.
We're not doing this stuff in private, right?
Like, how
Private
many
schools?
It's kind of like pit bulls. Do you know how many stories I skip every day of schools being fucked up with the students? The same amount of stories I skip of a pit bull eating a 5-year-old. A lot of them. Because I don't want to seem
More
like...
than I'm comfortable
More
with.
than I'm comfortable with. I don't want to seem like I'm harping on anybody.
I get it.
Just before spring break, Desert Hills Middle School in Kennewick, Washington, about a half hour north of the Oregon border, held a school assembly and fundraiser in the gym. One particular activity held during the assembly left many students feeling awkward and their parents feeling angry. During the activity, a piece of plexiglass was placed in the middle of the gym floor. Already trouble. Why?
I don't like it.
Why do we have plexiglass being set up? No barriers.
Plexiglass anywhere seems like trouble.
It seems like your liquor store gets robbed a lot.
Right.
If you start bringing plexiglass in.
I don't like it.
On both sides of the plexiglass, marshmallow cream was smeared in 4 distinct areas. Let's stop.
Stop it.
By the way, these are the same schools that shut down over COVID because they were worried they might get people sick. But I have an idea. Let's put a tainted food product on an unclean plexiglass surface and then have people lick on it.
But Aaron, the plexiglass, they can't touch each other.
Yeah, we got it, guys. We got to shut down schools. There's a virus going around. Here, lick this surface.
Now we're just a bunch of window lickers.
Right. During the activity, a piece of plexiglass was placed in the middle of the gym floor, covered with marshmallow cream in 4 distinct areas. Then a team of students raced against a team of staff members, which reportedly included a vice principal, to see which side could lick all the cream off first. All right, this is kind of way too creepy in nature.
Really?
You
think it's a skosh overboard?
Yeah, no kids and adults putting their tongues that close to each other, licking a thick white substance off of a surface.
You are a 1/4 inch about from making out. That's it.
If my vice principal is hot, I'm not taking part in this whole thing. I'm sitting way up in the corner of the stands, jacking off while I watch her lick the marshmallow cream.
There's going to be another type of cream on that plexiglass soon.
Watch, you find out what a whore the fucking staff of the school is as the vice principal unbuttons her shirt and rubs her tits against things. I'm hot, aren't I? Just, oh yeah. And then she starts moaning as she's licking it.
Okay.
Like, doesn't she know she's supposed to do this fast? And she goes, you have to savor the flavor. And then she's trying to beat the other kid on the other side of the plexiglass, but he's completely stopped licking because he's uncontrollably jizzing all over his pants.
Feverishly.
Yeah, he's just like, I'm not even touching myself. What the fuck?
That sounds like you've thought about it a lot.
There's just something about a hot vice principal. I think it's because
Why vice?
I've never had, because that's who was licking the thing. I've never had a hot principal or a hot vice principal. It's escaped me. During the activity, so then you have the plexiglass. The most disturbing moments of the game occurred when students and adults, separated only by the clear piece of plexiglass, were licking the cream at the same time. See, now, just that phrase.
God.
Licking the cream.
Why are we licking cream at school?
We shouldn't be licking
Stop
cream with our
that.
vice principal.
If one of us was seductively eating our ice cream cup, we got yelled at.
You would tell them, you're sitting there going, oh. April, knock it the fuck off, you pervert.
I wasn't
Sorry.
even allowed to eat bananas. Bananas and hot dogs are out the door for me.
Hey, teacher, what are we having for dessert at lunch? Not popsicles again, Anderson. You fucked that up. Oh, because I was hoping for a dreamsicle. Stop it, you slut.
I wanted that kind you can break in 2 so I can have 2 of them.
Oh, yeah, these are good pops. I love a bomb
fucking
pop.
Stop that. And then during those days where it's almost summer vacation and they get those big freezy tube packs.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, those are great, too.
April was banned from school. Toon says the driving cat says remedial rim job class. Basically.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to eat phallic-shaped foods at school.
She had a problem. Skeezy says almost like it wasn't about safety at all. Right? Laughing Lions just... Hey, Laughing Lions, don't skip to the end. He writes, did they swallow? Don't ruin the best part. Just wait a minute.
No spitting. That's a quitter's game.
Jay Hasty says Aaron's a method actor or whatever they called. Yeah, I am.
It seems like you've done that before.
I'm an act out kind of guy.
Have you put your titty on a window before?
No, I always was too busy. Yeah, they're saying this sounds like a grooming game. Tiny bit, right? You're licking cream off a window with your teacher. Johnny K wants to know what the fuck this is teaching.
Dude, my parents would
which one of
never-
your teachers are perverts is what it's teaching.
My parents would never let me go back to that school, I don't think.
Skeezy says, whatever happened to playing Heads Up 7
I
Up?
know, the good old days. Or Red Rover. That was fun.
We used to play it in middle school, Heads Up 7 Up, where you put your head down, you put your thumb up, and people put it down.
Yeah.
Only they made us put sleeping masks on, lying on our backs with our boners in the air. And whoever smacked your boner, you had to figure out.
You are fucked up.
It's a weird way to play that game. I found out many
I-
years later that's not how it's supposed to be played.
I think
well,
we
my
should get
buddy,
you-
I was at a birthday party
Mhm.
like 2 years later, and they said, all right, guys, let's play Heads Up 7 Up. And I started taking my pants off. And like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, I got to fluff it up. It's not hard. You're like, dude, it's
I
getting
think
really gay in
We
here.
need to get you some therapy for that.
I think I'll be all right.
I don't know. I don't know if anyone's ever okay after that.
Zen Rhino says, whatever happened to playing Smear the Queer? That was always a fun game, wasn't it? That was like in my school career.
Yeah.
Was the changing of the name of that game. Like when I was in school, it was at one point when I was really little, Smear the Queer.
Mhm.
And then at some point in my school, it became Tackle the Guy with the Ball. So there was a changing
There were
of the
still
guard.
some people in my class that said Smear the Queer.
Ladies Man says you got to ring the bell for that one. Oh, is that a gay bell offense? Sorry. Should probably be ringing the gay bell this entire segment, I think.
Why was it all my guy friends whacking my dick?
I mean, I don't want to look a gift horse in the mouth or anything, but
Is it being touched okay then?
I'm just wondering. Okay, well, we have video of this.
Yay.
Of the students playing the plexiglass game with with their teachers.
No, I was feeling good today. That's fine.
One of the students recorded the game on a cell phone, and the video went viral. Fucking rat. Here we go. This is the
God damn it. This shit makes me nauseous.
this is the game. Oh God, just pigs. What? Ew. What the? Yeah, this is.
seems like somebody's sick fantasy.
Yeah, and this is a middle school. This isn't like
Yeah.
not that it would be better if it was a high school.
Look
but-
at that dude just sitting creeping, filming right there.
Yeah, he's just sitting there.
Oh
Like,
God, this is so good. I have to show
you
people.
lick that marshmallow cream, you whore. God, not a decent looking teacher in the bunch either.
How many uncomfortable boners are there? in this
All
room
of
right
them?
now? Is that good? No, lick harder.
No, should I lick harder? Okay,
Oh,
so I
yeah.
gotta. How are you not feeling really fucking weird as you're staring at the other person with their tongue out?
Ugh.
Oh, we're pushing over the plexiglass. Oh yeah, hold the plexiglass so those two whores can lick at each other.
I'm usually not for screaming teenagers, but these guys have it right.
Oh no! Oh, this is gay now. Oh.
Look at all the cream shoot on the floor.
I know.
Oh. Stop seductively licking.
Even the kids are all saying, like, who thought this was a good idea? Yeah, that's...
Fired, so fired. I want every single teacher involved in that fired.
Who did this?
Fired.
Who was this?
Hell, it was Satan.
Oh, my God. Literally a bunch of window lickers. Callie, becoming a member for the 10th month, says the cream. First name, last name says, what the fuck? How aren't the parents kicking the shit out of these people?
I don't know. I know my parents would.
It's so creepy.
It's like almost another level of creepy that you're shocked you're watching it.
Ryan the Garbage Man says they can feel the pressure of each other's tongue.
Right, you're literally pressing yourself on a window between each other.
Matthew Cox, Aaron is asking all the right questions that we need to know, but I'm getting no answers. Kyle W. writes, that's mildly inappropriate.
And what happens when one kid gets a little greedy and pushes the whole business over on the hot teacher? Now he's laying on top of her. How do we fix that situation?
Yeah, how are we supposed to help it? And his boner is digging into her pubic bone.
Yeah,
how are
because,
we
you
supposed
know,
to fix this?
The window only goes from like here up. Your pants are exposed, so if you fall over on her, it's pretty much, just over the pants stuff.
It's Boner City. It's dry Humpville. is what it is.
Dry hump film.
Yep. Jared with $5 over on PayPal. Thanks for popping the PayPal cherry this morning, buddy. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
He says, I'm playing this on a big speaker at work. The guy next to me started looking at me because Aaron started moaning. Well, you gotta lean in. Apparently.
Would you do it again?
No. I can't remember how I did it. Like the best.
You won't just give a little moan.
The best performance is spontaneous. Yeah, I can't force myself to do it.
I get it.
Oh man, Dave Based says, "Can I coom on my window for the co-host to lick?" Oh, is that Dave? Is that the Junkyard Dogs guy? Wasn't that guy's name? No, that's Mike.
No, Radio Mike.
Okay,
Joe,
we're looking for Mike
and Brad the Chad.
All right, not Dave Based. Oh shoot, you're denying his request?
Do you want me to lick a window for him?
I don't think so. No.
Oh. Well, he says I can't, so no.
Oh, there you go. Oh, so instead of you just saying no, you're making me the bad guy. I see.
Forever.
Coltrane says, LOL, fuck, I'm at the Aaron fantasy jacking off in the stands. I'm dead. It's just.
What if you're just sitting up in the far corner?
Just me watching a hot geography teacher lick the plexiglass, and I'm just like, fuck yeah. Oh, nobody would be looking at you because everyone's staring at this event and you're just jacking off totally in peace.
That motion gives me PTSD from your sleep jacking.
Sleep jacking for sure.
Where you were going about that speed too and making that noise.
Sorry.
I think that was conscious.
Sorry.
I think you were lying to me that you were sleeping.
I'm sleep jacking all the time. Wrestling Fat Faku says getting moist. That's only because you sat up, buddy. You'll be fine.
Oh, no. Get your drip pan.
$230 away from today's goal. Let's get under 200 by 9 o'clock at the very latest. 230 away. Let's get that thing within striking distance so we can rattle the cans in about an hour and 20 and do our e-begging best to knock out that goal, and we can hit it for you. We'd appreciate that.
Hit up that PayPal like it's a window with marshmallow cream and a sexy teacher.
There you go.
Lick it.
I think
there's only one teacher I'd be okay doing that with, and even that would seem kind of funky.
Come on.
If it was today, oh yeah. I can't say who
what
he is
subject?
either. Math. We covered this.
Math. Can you write down a name?
I don't know if I want to tell you.
Write down a name.
You're going to be disappointed.
I want to see who you want to lick.
You are going to be
I
disappointed.
want to see who you want to lick marshmallow fluff off of a...
I'm not letting you look this up.
I'm not. I don't have...
Your hands are on the keyboard.
No, they were doing that because I needed to rest them somewhere.
Whatever.
So who's the teacher? All right, Mr. Feeney. Okay, let's see.
No, please stop.
I'm not going to show him on the show.
I really this is why I don't tell you things.
I don't think is that his first name?
He's very muscular and all that.
And April wants to lick marshmallow fluff.
He's a
guy who looks
a very athletic dude.
You wanna lick marshmallow cream with Arn Anderson? The fuck is wrong with you?
And Bruce Coddington, rest his soul.
Rest his soul.
I would have licked marshmallow fluff with Bruce Coddington.
Dave Based says Junkyard Dogs' rival podcast is Jack Off Dogs. It's a completely different kind of dog.
Oh.
Mr. Approachable says, for the anniversary show, you bring the plexiglass, I'll bring the whipped cream. It's just
I can't allow that to happen in my event.
I don't want to say that this got away from us, but
the school or us?
The
school did this to us.
The whole deal kind of got away from us.
I feel like I need about a 5-minute break here, if that'd be all right.
Well, guys, I've got great news for you. We can switch gears a little bit. I've got much lighter news than something of this level. Hey, I want to get to the Southwest Airlines freak out, dude. This guy is my favorite. Young Philip Banks went ape shit on a Southwest flight over a screaming baby, and
Southwest is not having a good time.
Southwest is not having a good time. The woman he's with is so humiliated by this guy, but he so does not give a fuck. This is a man who has, I'm sure this isn't the first time that he's had to deal with a screaming baby on an airplane, and today was just the day where he decided, enough. I can't care about what people think about me anymore. I don't care if I get thrown off a plane. I'm digging my heels in and I'm sticking it to them on this one issue.
Because nothing could be worse than a screaming baby on a plane, right?
You're in a tin can, a pressurized tin can,
it's echoing,
where the noise bounces off of everything, and you have the most obnoxious sound known to man, a baby crying in your ear, and you can't escape. You can't walk into another room.
Well, you know why that poor baby's probably screaming, by the way, is because, especially for young kids, your ears do that thing where they hurt and pop and shit when you're up at that elevation.
Right.
Babies don't know how to tell you, ow, 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 mom, my fucking ears hurt.
So they cry.
So they fucking cry.
That's how they know how to tell you my ears hurt.
So poor things.
I know that airlines will never do this because of the business it creates, but we gotta do some medical research and find out when kids can handle the pressurization of air travel, and then ban air travel for people that age and younger.
They should just do like a test flight, if you will, of just babies with their
my
parents.
God. Here's what that plane would land with 300 screaming babies and one co-pilot dead from a gunshot wound to the head. That's how that flight would end. You would just find a co-pilot, just like the pilot would get off. He's traumatized. He's like, he killed himself 14 minutes into the flight, and I had another 2.5 hours to go. I don't think I can do this anymore.
I'm just saying, like, that should prove a point. Like, babies can't fly.
Yeah.
The pressure literally hurts them.
Yeah, the whole thing about like parents who don't understand that a child is a limiting thing and that there's certain things you have to wait before you start doing because not because the kid can't physically do it, but because of the burden you're putting on other people and it's just not nice to do.
Just the strain.
Yeah, like I just took the 6 and 4-year-old to almost 4-year-old to Super Mario. And I was a little worried about how the 3-year-old would handle it, but they nailed it. They were quiet. There were a couple times where they asked me a question. There's one time where they asked me a question a little loud. And I went, no, it's a movie. Shh, we have to be quiet for everyone else. And they totally got it, and they were fine. So I know that 3 or 4 is an age where you can bring a kid to a movie theater and you can expect them to behave. But like a baby, A, a baby isn't getting anything out of that, and B, the only thing it can contribute is the annoyance of the other people to watch the movie.
Smells like poop.
And smells
and
like
it screams.
Poop. Now, in fairness, the way society's going, there's a lot of people going to the movies who smell like poop, not just the babies.
That's probably true.
But let's watch this guy just lose his mind over the crying baby, and he does. And much like the crying baby, he does not respond to being told to shush.
That child has been crying for 40 minutes. Lower that, and you can't put your fucking finger in my face like that. Calm the child down, please. I had headphones on. I was sleeping. Why is the baby yelling? I'm not screaming.
Okay, you know what? Every time I hear that baby make a noise, I am on this guy's side.
I am too. I feel bad for the baby though, because when I went flying as a kid, my ears hurt so bad. It's like knives to your eardrums. And I get it. That poor kid hurts. It needs a sedative or something to get through this flight.
It's got a shitty parent that cares more about going wherever they want to go than about how that kid is.
When you got a baby, you just kind of assume you sit someplace out, don't you?
Yeah, there's some
If I had a baby right now, I'd assume that Aaron gets to go places with the other kids while I got to sit at home with the baby. You know?
Oh, great. So it's 3 versus 1. And you're acting like you're doing a sacrifice play for me.
Are your kids screaming?
I mean, it depends on what I'm not getting them.
You want me to scream? You want me to scream? I'll fucking scream. Please stop the baby. Please.
This guy is really enjoying himself.
At least he has something to laugh about, because if he didn't have that guy throwing a fit, he's probably going crazy from the baby too.
Right, this is entertaining. And plus, you can get away with laughing because this guy's not going to notice you doing it because he's so blind with rage that he's not going to be like, hey, you shut the fuck up, quit laughing over there.
This happened to me in church once, honestly. Like growing
Somebody
up.
went nuts on
No, my hometown church. I stopped short of screaming about it, of course, but somebody had like a newborn baby in there, and they sound kind of like a really loud amplified mosquito when they're brand new and they're just screeching. It's like, guys, the baby's too young for the church service. I can't hear anything but you're screaming. Keep the kid at home.
Yeah.
Just do it. And they can't do it. Well, it's God's children.
Well, here, I got a text
Okay.
from God. He said, get that baby the fuck out of my church.
My words can't be heard.
Yes.
God.
So this guy is screaming and dropping F-bombs and everything on the plane. And I bet you this plane was split. Like half the plane was like, dude, I just want to get to where we're going. Just everybody stop being loud. And then the other half were like, I wish I had the balls to speak up because that baby is annoying the shit out of me.
You know what could make up for this? If those babies' parents buy the entire flight a round of drinks or two.
Perfect.
That'll make up for it.
That child was a pack baby. What the fuck would be happening right now? Yo, I know you're not going there. You're not going there. I'm fucking going there.
I know you're not going there. I'm fucking going there.
This is brutal.
He's like, that baby needs to shut the fuck up. And the airline employee, because he has to be neutral in this whole thing, because they're paying customers, he goes, I'm not going there. I'm fucking going there. I want to hear him say that again. That was great.
Yo, I know you're not going there. You're not going there. I'm fucking going there.
I'm not above hitting a baby.
Right. I will elbow the shit out of this baby in the mouth. Those teeth will grow back.
They're not in Florida yet. You can't do what the fuck you feel like. I was asleep the whole time. You haven't served me anything. Let's be rational.
See, that hurts my ears far more than that guy yelling.
It's the equivalent. Yes, I agree with you. It's the equivalent to if you had that bare plate and a fucking fork and a knife and you're screeching all over the plate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know what it gives me that tense feeling of like,
oh God,
when you're streaming a movie and your internet's fucked and like every 10 seconds it buffers. And so you get like a good 20, 30, 40 seconds of movie and it hasn't buffered for a while, but you're like,
you're waiting for
you're like, and then all of a sudden the buffer comes, like, God damn it. That's the baby crying. Like if the baby, I wouldn't even enjoy the 1 minute the baby didn't cry because I'd be sitting there going, oh, here we go. Is it going to go off? And I'm not enjoying this time at all. I'm not watching a movie. I'm not doing anything
Right.
because I know as soon as I turn that movie on,
it basically just makes my nipples hurt because I feel like I need
See,
to
and I-
mother it. Of course,
everybody feels it in different places. I'm feeling it. My anus puckers so tight that my butthole hurts.
We are in a fucking tin can with a baby in a goddamn echo chamber, and you want to talk to me about being fucking okay? Okay.
I love this guy so much.
Do you think this woman next to him is with him or just there, you know, by chance?
She's an overweight white woman. There's a chance.
Oh my God.
Sorry, that was not nice. Happy 420, everybody.
Hitler's birthday.
It's Hitler's birthday.
Because you're yelling. So is the baby! Okay, so you're a man. Did that motherfucker pay extra to yell? Okay, so fuck you and shut up!
I am so on this guy's side. He is awesome.
I gotta hear it again.
He is not having it with people telling him to be quiet.
This could be a sound drop. I love it.
So you're a man. Did that motherfucker pay extra to yell? Okay, so fuck you and shut up!
I feel that man's pain.
I love this
Okay.
guy.
Oh no.
I want this guy to be a spokesman for like a pillow on an airplane for a good night's sleep.
Just start to me now. I don't give a fuck. You were sitting there watching that motherfucking baby cry for 45 something years. This shit didn't have nothing to do with nothing. Fuck, lower that baby's voice.
I love this guy. Everybody's talking shit at him, and he's just like,
Somebody get that baby some grape water.
Did
Rub
these-
some whiskey on his like gums or something. I don't know.
Do these people think if they yell at this guy at this point, he's going to go, oh, I'm sorry, I'm being unreasonable. I'll calm down. No, you're getting yelled at if you say anything to this
Well,
dude.
I'm sorry. I'm being unreasonable.
I'm sorry I did that. Does this mean we can't be friends no more?
No, okay. I did. It's out there. I'm sorry. Get the fuck out. I'm sorry. I'm tripping. Fuck that baby. Cuffs on that kid. I'm good.
Did you say put some handcuffs on that kid? Hold on. Go back.
That baby. Hey, put cuffs on that kid. I'm good.
Did he say, yeah, put some cuffs on that kid, I think he said.
I don't know what he said.
By the way, the guy filming this is all of us right now, just
I know.
laughing. And
I do kind of hope that the guy doing the outrage doesn't notice he's being filmed, because I don't feel like that would go well for him.
Oh, no, he ain't
either.
playing this up. This is from the heart.
Yeah.
Fuck the kid is the same. The kid made yes. You are motherfucking right, because nobody was going to do somebody. That's fine. That's fine. I'll tell you whatever the fuck.
You know what's funny is, like the flight attendant, like this airplane guy, the employee, he's in a tough spot because the flight attendants and the pilots were like, "You're black. Will you go talk to him?" You know that. And this guy, he wanted to be offended by that suggestion, but he's like, "Yeah, I probably do have the best chance of reaching him."
I get it.
Like being a black guy running an airplane has to be like, fuck, I guess I got to handle this one. And like, well, it is Spirit.
This has to be like the worst flight of your life, though, if you're on it for anybody. Nobody,
not for me.
Nobody needs tension on a plane, though.
I don't know.
You
I
don't
think
need to know like something bad could happen here.
I think I would kind of laugh my dick off at this. I think I would be this guy.
You know when I'm laughing? I'm laughing when I'm on the ground.
Okay.
I don't need more tension on a flight.
I am laughing. I'm not as subtle as this guy. The minute I hear this,
You're interacting with him, aren't you?
The minute I hear this dude go, "Fuck you, shut up," I go, and then
I think you're standing up and like, "I'm with this guy."
Yeah. No, it wouldn't be that. I would go, guys, he does raise a decent point. By the way, this guy found out that this other dude's filming it, and he is staring right at that camera with "help me get the fuck out of here" eyes.
You have somebody to talk to. Good. No good, no fucking problem. I know an attorney just like you, motherfucker. I got rights.
I got an attorney just like you, motherfucker. I got rights.
I got rights. That's perfect.
I'm protesting outside the police precinct if they charge this guy with anything.
Oh God, yeah. Babies don't belong on planes.
This is worthy of a riot. If you want to burn down Minneapolis or Atlanta over this guy getting charged, I'm okay with it.
Okay, recently, in recent shows here, we've heard you talk about certain types of passengers should maybe be held in the cargo area. Do you think maybe babies could exist down there?
I can't be responsible for killing children.
What if it was
killing
a cute
younglings?
little padded like kitty
It's too cold
carrier?
in there. They'll freeze to death.
Heated pads. Or
Fat people.
hot
The
pads.
reason, April, that I put obese people in the cargo hold is because they have a layer of blubber to keep them insulated and warm.
Well, then they can snuggle with the babies.
No, I don't want them rolling over on the kids. I can't put the kids in the cargo hold. Just be a good person and don't bring your baby on an airplane, please. Put them on Greyhound where they fucking
only
belong.
option?
Stay home. Quit
Aren't
your
there
job.
baby sedatives or something? Anything?
Drug your baby.
Or just give the rest of the people on the plane a sedative. Like, that should be an option. Shouldn't it?
Now we work it the fuck out. We had to go through all of that. It's worked out now.
He's refusing to get off the plane.
Oh wait, are they still on the ground?
He said earlier in the video that, hey, that baby's been screaming for 40 minutes. So I wonder if they didn't make an emergency landing to get that guy off because he's being such a pain in the ass.
No, I think 40 minutes. That makes sense. You board like 45 minutes before the plane takes off.
Yeah,
So
but
if
why
they
would the
boarded
baby be
and then they were
screaming?
delayed.
Why would the baby be screaming then?
I suppose.
He's refusing to get off the plane.
Look at his whole row.
So now we're all getting deplaned.
Oh no. Yeah, I think they were still on the ground.
Well, at least you're rid of that damn baby, right?
Yeah, right.
I wouldn't have said anything. We wouldn't be sitting on this motherfucking flight with a kid crying for 45 minutes. It wasn't crying for 45 minutes.
She is so embarrassed.
Dude, what do you do if you're her? Okay, let's say you and I were on that flight and I caused the ruckus that he did. What are you doing for our relationship? Like, are you leaving?
There is a point for this guy where he needed to cut his losses and just shut the fuck up.
Right, because now everyone's getting off the flight.
Yeah, he needed to back off at some point, but I get his frustration. Like, I understand it. He's not wrong, but
Look, we all make sacrifices here.
there are those times where you just have to kind of realize you're like, okay, this is a losing. Even if I'm right, I'm wrong.
I do wish that stories like this could raise a bigger conversation of should we allow babies on planes?
That's not how we work, though, is it? The way we work is this is going to embolden people to bring their babies on the plane because now this guy's the bad guy, not the people with the crying baby on the airplane.
Right.
Tried to plead his case that he had a right to yell because there was 2 adults with a crying baby, and he shouldn't have been disturbed. Well, that's probably not how his wife imagined their Florida getaway going.
Oh no, he got walked out by police. Yeah, if you cause a problem on the airplane, you're gonna get thrown the fuck off. That's just the way it goes.
If I'm her, I get on the next flight to Florida. I'm still going.
Yeah, you still go on the
you're
vacation.
Not screwing up my vacation. No, thank you.
I'll come and bail you out of jail on my way back.
No, I'll wire the money.
Yeah.
How does that sound?
And you can go home on your own. Pack your shit too.
This is what you get.
Oh my goodness gracious, the chat is going insane during this guy's whole deal. Holy shit, I got a lot of catching up to do. Sorry, guys.
A lot of racism.
Oh, is there really?
I saw some.
I scrolled so fast I didn't see the racism.
Oh, you guys.
$5 from KF says, speaking of movies, did you see Disney casted a tard for the new Peter Pan movie? The best part of the character's name is Slightly. Oh.
The new Quasi movie is on Hulu now. In case you want to watch it.
After listening to you, April, I can tell you didn't hear much at church your entire life.
Get it? Because I say curse words every now and then.
Oh, is that what he's trying to? I didn't understand.
He's saying I don't sound very godly.
Oh, well, you're not a very godly broad. You're kind of, you kill his creations. You murder his creations. Not just the abortions, the animals.
So do corporate farms.
Most people would say those people are going to hell. Ted Jester says airlines should be obligated to hand out courtesy anxiety meds to sleep through the crying babies or put the fam in closed off rooms and reimburse the other customers for the literal MK Ultra hell ride.
I agree with that, though. That's what I'm saying. There should be sedatives or anti-anxiety meds given out in those situations.
Rock Sock says, y'all aren't very tolerable to children, LOL. Most people who have them aren't tolerable of other people's children because you can take care of yours, or if I can take care of mine, you can take care of yours.
We've never had an issue with the kids screaming anywhere like that, and if we did, we'd be handling it.
I'll tell you
the
this.
Frustrating part.
Restaurant, movie theater, whatever. If a baby cries and a parent walks that baby out, I feel for that parent every single time because I'm like, they tried it, they gave it a shot, they really wanted to have a night out, but they realize they're bothering people, they can't make it work, and they're leaving. That really sucks for them. Might even say, hey, I'm sorry this is happening to you, blah, blah, blah. But if you sit there with a fucking crying baby and you don't move your ass, I hate your guts. It's like the biggest yin and yang swing for me.
You don't have to be tolerable of kids sitting around screaming.
Right, and it's not even that I'm not tolerable of the children. I'm not tolerable of their shitty parents.
The adults who could be doing something about it.
Rock Sox does put LOL at the end, so he does understand. By the way, guys, hit the like button, hit subscribe. We're at 809. Did we get to 300 by 8 o'clock?
I don't know.
I mean, I know that's usually we want to get to 200 likes by 8 o'clock, but we were getting really close to 300. Zen Rhino says, if that guy wasn't yelling like a narcissistic sociopath, maybe the baby would stop crying. I thought about that too. Like, dude, I think at this point your screaming is a law of diminishing returns.
They're definitely not helping each other.
Yeah.
The more they both scream, the worse it's getting.
Greg Gurilmo says that was not nice, but completely accurate. Yeah, I mean...
Well, some things that are true are just a touch insensitive. Sorry.
What was your favorite line in that clip? Mine was, what was it? Fuck you, shut up.
Yeah, I liked that one, and I liked the I got rights, too.
Yeah, I got an attorney. I got rights. Hey, guys, I got great news for you. A CDC-supported biolab in Sudan with dangerous viruses was just seized by militants.
Dude, I just heard a bunch of shit about the Sudan, and I'm a bit freaked out.
Yeah, so like Sudan split into two countries a while back, Sudan and South Sudan.
Mm-hmm.
Creative branding. After these civil wars, can we get marketing people in there? Sudan, South Sudan. I don't get it.
Yeah, we could have done better.
Yeah. So a CDC-supported biolab in Sudan with dangerous viruses was just seized by militants. Quick question. Why the fuck are we building biolabs in the Sudan?
I wondered that too. Why do we need it there?
No.
I don't think we need like super mutated viruses in the hands of the Sudanese, but whatever.
Africa has enough natural viruses we can study just by going village to village. We don't need to build a building, store the viruses, and fuck with them.
You have Ebola. That is enough.
Yeah.
Isn't that? Check this out. We've talked about this before. When somebody who's American comes to the United States and had Ebola, we can cure them.
Yeah.
But yet there's biolabs in Sudan, and they can't work on curing Ebola over there, or
Right.
at minimum bring our cure for it over there.
Yeah.
They have to have all these other massive viruses. You
Like
know,
I
what's in
said, that
there.
was so fucked up to me. That was really eye-opening about how shitty America is. Was like when that woman came here and had Ebola, and we're like, oh my God, we're all fucking dead. And it was like that South Park episode. And they're like, no, we gave them chicken soup and Sprite. They're good now. It's like, why don't we give the little African babies chicken soup and Sprite? And like, do you have any idea how long that's going to take?
I kept them home from school, made them watch The Price is Right. They're fine.
He's good now. He bled from his asshole and his eyeballs for like 3 hours, but we
ooh.
put some tampons in there and he was right as rain.
Think about that, though. You think if you're told, like, oh, no, you've got Ebola, what level of panic attack are you having for about 30 seconds?
Right.
And that is terrifying.
It's like someone told you have AIDS or something. Although you can't get Ebola from butt fucking dudes.
Really? I thought you could. Blood?
Maybe you could. Here's what I remember about Ebola. I remember I remember Pig Feets Dupree. That's who I remember. I remember Pig Feets Dupree when I think of Ebola.
This guy rocks.
Yeah, this is Rob Bartlett from the old Imus show.
Well, wait, what's this called?
This is called the Ebola song.
Oh, okay.
But Rob Bartlett is playing a blind jazz musician.
Yeah.
Named Pig Feets Dupree.
I've seen this before.
Song.
Oh, okay.
Sung to the tune of the Kinks' Lola.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
He's fucking in character. That is Pig Feets.
I met her in a club down in Africa, next to Sierra Leone, in the country northwest of Angola. A-N-G, Angola. Walked over to me and threw up in my shoes. So I asked, are you sick? She said, yes, and I got the cold shoulder. I could not console her. Guess she was bipolar.
Look, he does a little Pig Feets Dupree dance.
He's so cute.
He's adorable.
I love him.
I'm not the world's most intelligent guy, but when I saw there was blood coming out of her eye, that's when I told her, girl, you got Ebola. Then I heard something I could not understand when I listened to Deirdre, wife of my man, the Ayatollah. He just can't control her, 'cause he's so much older.
That's an inside dig at Imus's young wife at the time. But like,
Okay.
it sounds a little corny and hacky now, but this was like when a woman got off a fucking plane and had Ebola and it was in the United States and we're all going, oh, we're gonna fucking die.
We're looking at the person next to us saying, we're dead.
And this guy's like, let's sing a wacky song about it.
Seriously, this is so funny. Like, I remember when this came out, but when the first word spread, like that Ebola had hit the United States, I was out to lunch with my mother and I looked
Yeah.
at her. I'm like, we're dead.
We're
We're
fucking
all
dead.
dead. And I
Like-
actually had I was afraid.
Any of us who have seen Outbreak, we're like,
that's what you think.
We're like, this is Mataba.
Yeah, you think the Mataba virus.
We need Donald Sutherland to nuke Cedar Creek, California. We got to get on this, man.
She was in New York over there, wasn't she?
The woman with Ebola?
Yeah.
Detroit.
That's right.
Detroit.
She was uncomfortably
Close.
close.
Yes.
That was terrifying. You're right.
It's funny, when Ebola got here, you went, oh, Donald Sutherland was not the bad guy in that movie. I
Right.
totally want him
right,
to do that.
because immediately you're like, nuke it. It's
fucking done.
out of here.
Like, these militants in Sudan, I'm like, I don't like America sticking its nose in shit militarily, but I'm
Right.
like, can we just bomb this thing and bury it in sand? Like you said, like it's an e-bike
Right.
battery.
Can we just get rid of the whole business, or
Can we do that?
Nothing to do with the people, right?
Can we do that Moab bomb where it destroys all the molecules and oxygen and sucks everything out and burns it away? That would be good.
dude?
Uh,
Ever since Ebola came here too, like I don't like watching Outbreak. I don't like it anymore. It seems too real.
Here's how I feel. We skated. Anyway,
This time.
Pig Feets Dupree. He's got a little adorable dance.
But then I Mama said Deirdre had the foresight. When you eat monkey meat, you won't be feeling alright. She said that Obama and the CDC, the whole damn government was lying to me. Now I got some killer abdominal pain and headache that feels like a knife in my brain. Is it Ebola? E-B-O, Ebola. I got the Ebola.
He ramps it up here at the end.
Ebola.
Starts screaming.
Better dig me a hole, cause my life is over.
He's so cute.
He's
I love
He's a
his face.
cute old man.
I want to pinch his cheek.
Well, she passed away. Don't know what to do, cause this ain't the flu. But one thing's for sure, it don't seem like there's any cure. And I'm not the world's most healthiest guy, but I got diarrhea and I'm gonna die from Ebola. I got Ebola. I got the Ebola. Ebola. I got the Ebola. Now my life is over.
Yeah. He's playing a fake harmonica at the end.
He coughs.
And again, now you're like, oh, that's kind of corny, fucking parody song or whatever.
But when that happened,
Again, a woman had just got off a fucking plane and we found out Ebola was in the United States.
shut it down.
What the shit? Mr. Nagel says, if you want Rob on the show, let me know. Fuck yeah, I want Rob Bartlett on the show.
Get in touch with Aaron.
Talk to him about the Imus days, and Rob Bartlett had his own
that'd be cool.
big career. What is he doing now?
Probably just eating.
Mr. Nagel. How dare you?
I love it. I think he's cute.
T. Jefferson said it's very... Do you think he would come on our show and do the Ebola song?
Just for you.
A live performance of the Ebola song by Rob Bartlett?
Even just a little taste of it.
After COVID, it's probably not as funny.
Maybe he's got a COVID one.
So he's like, Obama and the CDC, the whole damn government's been lying to me. I'm like, a little too close to home. Not fun.
He has a Fauci song now.
E-Rock says still does Broadway and has his own scripted podcast.
Oh, that's really cool.
Great.
Yes, we would like him on.
Dr. Steve says, same. I just told him about this segment. Well, and we got to get Dr. Steve on. I am really terrible at keeping my promises.
Here.
I am an absolute dog shit host of a show.
You totally are.
Where's my fucking general manager in this goddamn company?
I leave you notes. Mr. Eric, I leave him notes everywhere.
Dr. Steve says, please clip it and I'll send it to him. Yes, of course. Rob Bartlett.
No,
I will make a clip.
Okay.
If we both make a note, then I
Look at
doubly
this.
can't fuck it up. All right, so there we go. Don't show that you got the N-word on there. No, just kidding. No, go ahead.
No, you actually scared me. Because I'm like, there could be a chance.
Dr. Steve, Rob Bartlett.
You put that.
Eric,
He can't miss it.
Mr. Nagel, compoundmedia.com. By the way, Steel Toe, check out all our episodes.